And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Three simple circles, a quarter and two dimes, probably the most universal symbol ever created by man or mouse.
Hi, Mickey!
What is it about Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse to me is light. There's like a lot of dark in the world, and he's hope.
It's magical to be able to channel all of our hopes and dreams, the innocence that we eventually lose and would like back.
Never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse.
The story of Walt and Mickey wasn't just one continual success after success. It was stumble after stumble.
Mickey Mouse started in the Roaring 20s, but almost immediately the Depression fell.
You have groups saying, we want Mickey to help get us through World War II.
The American dream has suffered, but Mickey is able to bring that back.
Just like America splits in the 60s, Mickey Mouse splits as well. And those coexist in this one character. If you have an issue with authority, Mickey Mouse is your guy.
Mickey has taken the world by storm. This is something otherworldly.
He gets so big that he becomes this reflection of who we are. How is that even possible with this little mouse?
What would a culture from another planet think of seeing Mickey on everything? They might say, take me to your leader, and it would be Mickey.
He had become this divine figure that you didn't mess with.
We began a process to bring Mickey forward.
He's everywhere.
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 It's overwhelming. Like, leave me alone.
Oh, no. Okay, let's do that again.
Mickey is a thing we all share. There aren't many of those around.
Almost 100 years later, after all the things that Mickey has been through, he's still here.
We love a mouse. How crazy is that? That's a little absurd.
You've always been my best friend.
Streaming only on Disney+. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! 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 Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Had to switch browsers to check the stream latency. We are going live, folks. The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
JJ, Jeff, you want to kick this thing off? Because I'm still trying to process everything here.
Yeah, it's like,
who wants to go first?
Well,
come on in. It's open mic night with your host.
you could maybe say there's really 4 topics, but it's split into 6.
The Renegade, J.J. Williams.
The Sammy and Eddie Kingston thing, which one's the better smelling turd?
And his panel of co-hosts.
I am founder. We'll call me that for today since we're going with the Jeff Jarrett love theme here this week, according to JJ.
The West Coast Professor, Jeff Meacham.
Karma is karma.
That's professional wrestling! Damn it! The Simple Man, Noah Foster.
It's showtime! Yeah! How you doing, JJ? How you doing, Jeff?
James.
Yeah. And the He-Man, J-Hebert.
Imagine Bill Burr, Joe Rogan, Paul White, the Baldies. There you go. It sells itself. Get in there.
Short his ass and shit the bed.
He's not Amber Heard.
Give it time, JJ. Give it time.
Now, I'm sure Jeff has some stuff that...
Dumb move. Just don't pull this bullshit again. You get one.
Tony needs to stop caring about the ratings.
Bradshaw said as long as the ads are in place, we're not going to lose that third hour.
Ring of Honor does not have to be AEW Live. They don't necessarily have to coexist with each other. You kind of saw that tonight to a degree.
Along with a panel of guests.
He is no longer glorious. Don't you bring that up. You want me to rant about what my NXT used to... No, we are done here for the night. I swear, James.
Because you never know who may show up for open mic night.
I leave our company in the capable hands of an extraordinary group of superstars, employees, and executives.
The first thing that came to my mind was, it's about damn time.
Amen!
I literally touched everybody in the state's trash. So it's horrible, you guys.
Peyton's new thing is Dennis the Menace, but it's funny because she calls it Dentist the Medicine. And
that's great.
When Elliot Taylor came out and did Born for Greatness live, I was popping my pussy, having a great time. I didn't care. I was having so much fun.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Fuck Bill Belichick.
Thing. We ended on wrestling, and then you bring in that shit. That just how the fan goes off the damn rails. Brilliant, brilliant.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of Open Mic Night here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, the Jeff Meacham Network, the Simple Man Studios, all across the Jeff Meacham Network, multiverse of media. Let me go ahead and bring in our esteemed panel for this evening. Once again, the simple man with the silky voice, Mr. Noah Foster, commentator extraordinaire. The Heeb man, J-Hebert, color commentator to AEW and basically all things non-WWE. Coming back, Josh Mansfield. Welcome back, Josh. We're getting some kudos in the comments. Great job calling the pay-per-view, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Daniel says it's time for open mic night. And after open mic night, he'll be able to watch episodes 1 and 2 of the Santa Clauses.
Ooh.
Also has to do some catching up with some certain Marvel shows like WandaVision and She-Hulk. There you go. Thanks for that opening for open mic night. Yes, James. I know
Never gets old.
I know we heaped praise on you last week for it, but goddamn, dude, you outdid yourself with that.
Just wait till he redoes it for the next season.
Oh, I know.
What other crazy crap are we gonna say by that point?
If not already. Again, he still has to put together the end of the year package. Almost, I lost my ascot during some point the podcast too. End of the year package for the New Year's thing. So, best of open mic night. All whatever episodes so far.
I'm looking forward to that. I've actually been going back and rewatching open mic nights and trying to see some great moments, trying to see stuff that James might be considering using, even suggesting a couple things for him.
Nice. Yes, I still have a voice, by the way, folks, and thank you for all those that tuned in some point along the ride, or if you dared endure it the whole time. We appreciate all of you.
Yeah, we definitely had a good crowd, man. At one point during the main event, we had 35 viewers live, which I don't know what Jeff's record is from when he was hosting the watch-alongs and stuff, but I know that ever since he stepped away to go work for the House of Mouse and we as a collective took over, that's a record for us.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, man. Thank you for the kind words on the intro again, by the way. Apparently I was on mute when I was trying to thank you before because I didn't turn my mic up. Oh, well.
Botch. Botch. Even without a voice, I can still say botch.
Botch, yeah.
I mean, I called 19. Why? Because I'm crazy. Because I love professional wrestling. Damn it!
Damn it!
There we go.
But I digress.
There you go.
Oh,
Again,
boy.
Elizabeth, what a show you guys just did. Going to be going to sleep in a bit because it's back to church and the service is at 7:30 in the morning.
Oof.
I'm not going to bed tonight. I got NJPW and Stardom literally in about 2 to 3 hours. So let's get this shindig going.
Yeah, 13 matches. Calling matches must be tiresome. It is.
I'm all right.
When you get emotionally invested in the storylines, it can definitely be tiresome.
I'm a hater. That's all I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Honestly, it's been really a slow week for news and whatnot. So I tried to keep the topics kind of lighthearted this week. You know, I know sometimes we can dive into the social media of professional wrestling and it can get tiresome, it can get rugged, it can get depressing. Hell, James has a whole 3-hour video on his site, which I still encourage everybody to go and look at if you haven't looked at before and see basically what it is that's driven the man from watching wrestling on a weekly basis. So I tried to pick some lighthearted stuff to engage in conversation. There are a couple talk points that I think are really solid, a little bit more on the serious side, but nothing too depressing.
I will say also, Mikey T is finishing the main event. Mikey, are you going to be joining us once you finish the main event? Let me know in my comment section. Yeah,
I hope so. I will shoot him the link as I always do, and he is always more than welcome to join. I mean, like we said, we just got done with 13 amazing matches. We do have some talk points to discuss coming out of that, but I do have some breaking news for this evening.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
That would be me wearing all black, deciding to no longer be straight edge and decide to get a drink just because I'm out in Vegas.
There you go.
Just remember, Noah, you're coming to LA. We will corrupt you. We will. No, man.
It is
No, you won't. No, you won't. I will not fall to darkness like the Empress Julia Hart, and I stand by that
Poor
statement.
Julia Hart.
Happy belated birthday to his mother, but yes, Noah was corrupted this past week.
Oh wait, is that actual alcohol?
Yep, that is
He has
actual
taken a
alcohol.
turn to the dark side.
Let me guess.
That is our breaking news this evening, gentlemen. Like I said, I'm trying to keep things lighthearted.
It doesn't get more lighter than a class of Villa M. Russo during my mom's 59th birthday, going back to my Italian roots at an Italian restaurant with tiramisu and prime rib. I was in my element. I finally ascended. I felt at peace. Salud to my family. It was a glorious
I wish I had a shot of Fireball here right now so I
Yes!
could cheers you
Yes!
for fall into the dark side, Noah, but I just had to bust your balls just a little bit, considering all the shows you've been on where you've claimed your straight edgedness and said you will never turn to the dark side, and there you were this week. Again, it was for a good cause. Happy belated birthday to your mom.
Thank you.
But man, it was kind of fun to see that picture of you in the group chat.
A little bit.
Yeah.
No,
I assume that would be the one and only time right now.
It depends if I go back there again and for what occasion, but my mom's already figured about what we're going to do for New Year's Day, so we'll see how much a bottle that costs.
Yeah, there you go.
Welcome to the dark side, Noah. We have cookies too.
Now, Noah,
cookies.
now that you have had your first, you have to allow. Now, there is a certain drink that JJ and I need to introduce you to that Jeff, if he is listening or when he listens to this, is going to kill us for. But
Fireball.
Yep.
Honestly,
It's
dude,
cinnamon.
if you have ever had a cinnamon fire Jolly Rancher, that is what Fireball tastes like.
Yeah.
No, it is
weird.
delicious.
No, man.
Fireball is fun.
Well, I don't know if it will be fun for Noah.
Yeah, I'll immediately go bleh.
We will ease him into the alcohol.
Okay, hold on.
Josh is already drunk over here.
Hold on.
Alcohol.
I have not had a sip of alcohol tonight.
Real quick. The problem with Noah is, he's like me. All right, he's got to like the texture, number one. He's got to like the flavor, number two. If neither one of those is gonna work, I don't think you're gonna get
same
him
here.
Look,
Same here.
James understands despite the fact that I'm simple, I'm sophisticated, apparently.
Wow.
Right, which is why it'll take us a while. It'll take us a while before we get you to do an Irish car bomb with us.
Fucking hell.
See, even I don't go that far. You have to keep in mind, I am an epileptic. So I went for years in my life being told that I could not drink or I could have a major seizure.
Right.
But when I moved from Long Beach out to the Inland Empire and I switched doctors, my new doctor basically laid me straight and was like, okay, look, if you want to have a glass of wine on a special occasion, if you want to have a beer with dinner, you can. You're not going to die.
Right.
He's like, as long as you don't drink to excess to get fucked up and drunk,
right,
you'll be good. And so from that point on, I've kind of waded my ways into the water a little bit, and I'm a one wine cooler and I'm done. One shot of Fireball and I'm good for the night. I usually don't exceed that. I do one just to relax, just to unwind if I really need it, and I'm good. I've never had that addictive personality where I have to drink to excess.
Right.
So
there'll be
I'm
some nights
lucky in
where
that.
I'll say I'm only gonna have like one or two, then it just keeps going. And
you mean like WrestleMania?
Jeff just chimed in from the concert saying, I'm still in the concert, can't hear a thing, anything any of you are saying, but in case I can't pop in later, thank you, Mr. Regal, and can anyone deny that MJF is the motherfucking man now?
Nope.
I dare someone to deny it. You are a brain-dead idiot.
Jeff is seeing Elton John at Dodger Stadium right now. So,
Cold heart. He's probably listening to that.
Dang it, now I want to go grab my apple pie moonshine. Dang it,
there
you
you
guys.
go. But yes, coming off the heels of All Out, we have a new TNT champion, Samoa Joe, 2 belts.
Stole it!
We have a new AEW women's champion.
I don't hear that she fucking arrived!
And in case y'all missed it, we do have a new AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman. He is better than you. And let's admit
you know it.
We all know it.
Thank you, William Regal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And shout out to MJF's mother. If you guys do not follow her on Twitter, it is so entertaining.
She's brilliant.
She understands the assignment of what she is supposed to do. Her son is a heel. She is going to badmouth her son to all heck. And when she is at the pay-per-views, she will go around with whatever, poster or whatever, or sign that her and MJF's dad made, and she will go around taking pictures with fans.
There you go.
And that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
and you're correct. That is a hell of a concert. I actually got to see Sir Elton prior to COVID in 2019. He was on the same tour that he's on now, his Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour. But tonight's Dodger Stadium concert and tomorrow's Dodger Stadium concert are supposed to be his final concerts ever in the U.S. unless he does like a residency in Vegas or something.
Interesting. Fuck that I word. Just saying that for the record. I don't give a shit what the banner says. Tony Khan, develop a brain, do the right thing. That being said, no, I don't do weed. Emmanuel, we appreciate you. It's as simple as that. Okay, continue. As I'm updating the final graph. Woohoo! Me picking Jamie Hanna maybe win tonight.
There you go.
There you go.
I will be right back because I just got to ask my dad about something real quick.
Go for it, brother.
All right, so Josh, did you get to see any of the show at all? Did you listen to our call of the show?
I saw some stuff on Twitter.
What are your thoughts
I saw a few videos, saw some pictures in between what was going on with Denise that creep needs punched, but that's besides the point.
Again, it's always got to be some stupid asshole with less of a brain in this world known as humanity to bring down society to once again broad bad night for the freaking wrestling community to show their ass.
Yeah, I felt really bad for Denise tonight. All the love out to Denise, all the support out to Denise.
Yeah, I'll just put out to the knees and may that guy get run over by a vehicle and never be seen again. Moving on.
But to MJO Howard DeGrave Jr. Apple Pie Moonshine.
Then again,
Not
you remove one bad soul from society, another soul will take its place. It's almost like toxicity can't be purged from this world, no matter how hard you try, even if you're funnels.
Unfortunately, you're right.
Lord help me, and Lord help this community. Anyway, I digress. I'm in a good mood, damn it. This was my fucking pay-per-view of the year. I am so damn happy right now. I may not have the same voice I started with, but I'm still talking. Let's fucking go.
And you have Survivor Series next week.
Yeah, I definitely think MJF
continues.
between MJF and Jericho, what is left of the Blackpool Combat Club will definitely be in the hunt for those two belts over the next couple of months.
Yeah.
The real Wyatt, Denise Salcedo. She's a pretty popular Twitter personality
and she's
when it comes to wrestling.
Works with like the Wrestling Observer, does her own interviews, all that
Fightful,
type of stuff.
Sean Ross Sapp.
Wrestle Talk as well.
Yeah, she gets around, and kudos to her because at the end of the day, you have to do what you need to do to get your name out there if that's the career you choose. At the end of the day, she is a journalist, but she's also one of those journalists that doesn't necessarily put herself always at the front or give you clickbait. She's okay. I don't got anything bad to say about her.
No.
Oh, and Daniel's comment that he had, could you put that up real quick, JJ?
Which one are we talking about?
The MJF Miz comment? Yeah. This, yes, but also I want to see MJF's dad versus
Miz's dad.
Miz's dad.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, well, that's actually more realistic that one day that could happen, but again, who knows? 2022 has already proven that anything can happen in the industry. I mean, never say never.
Yeah, the real Wyatt, if you want to know what happened, go look at her tweets on Twitter. We're not going to go into it because we're not trying to dive into negativity today.
Absolutely
we're trying
not.
to keep things positive. This is the last open mic night before Thanksgiving. So we're trying to go into the holiday week on a positive note.
Yes.
That's why I tried to pick some lighthearted topics to discuss this week. Nothing that's going to be too emotionally draining.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure that this isn't legit. Go ahead, Josh. Get the pussy on camera.
So cute. Hi. Say hi to Ozzy.
Ozzy. Hi.
He is not happy with me.
He's not happy, but it's okay. He's cute.
So like I was saying, I'm sure that this report, if you will, was totally made up and inaccurate. But you know what? Like I said, we're going to have some fun tonight. Per Dave Meltzer, Roman Reigns is set to drop his WWE Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. There's no word on who will dethrone him or win, but he will lose the titles at some point. If that is accurate, it's probably the first time Meltzer's reported anything accurate in years.
Yeah.
Let alone about WWE. Put that in perspective.
Well,
this is
the
okay.
Report from No DQ posted. The report that No DQ posted. It basically just said that Triple H has an idea.
Yeah, I've seen that one too. But when I saw this, I was like, "This is a better haha."
Okay. I mean, yes, Roman is going to lose it at some point. We know this. He should lose them separately as well.
Not gonna happen.
He doesn't know when. He doesn't know when, but he will lose the titles at some point.
That's what you hope.
What a bold take, Dave. What a bold take.
That's the point, Emmanuel. That's why it's a haha. That's why it's a topic this week.
What a great,
it's one of those things where I think about journalism. You want to state fact, but you also want to put opinion. But there's one of those things where I feel like there's just stuff that's, what's the word I'm looking for? Common fucking sense that you don't need to read in a publication.
Not only read in a publication, Noah, have to pay to see.
That just goes to show how much people are willing to waste money or how much they don't know what the value of a dollar is. Then again, we're probably on the verge of a recession. Stay tuned for more on that.
Noah, notice the ticker.
I know. It still doesn't make it any less true.
Yeah.
Continue.
So there's that. The other haha that I wanted to bring up is somebody made this graphic, and I know we discussed this a little bit a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I figured we could maybe get a little bit more in depth in it.
Okay. Yay! Fuck you!
That's not graphic. That's straight from WWE's website.
Yay! Go away. Never again.
Hallelujah.
Now that they turn
Hallelujah.
Good riddance with bad rubbish.
So let me ask you this, because the 24/7 championship pretty much happened during the entire time I wasn't wrestling.
Yes.
Other than the ascension of R-Truth as a comedy god and becoming a living treasure in that division, what other high spots were there for that championship?
None.
Was there anything, any other good champions to come out of that?
Nope.
I will say
Go
one.
ahead, Josh.
Well, before I get to that, first off, notice that they deactivate it right after R-Truth is injured with a long-term injury too. So he can't even do anything about it. But you want to know who I think? Bad Bunny. He took it on Saturday Night Live.
That's fair.
That's
a fair point.
The 24/7 title, a WWE active at the time championship belt on mainstream television outside of WWE programming.
How
many other champions go on to, the talk shows or whatever with their title belts?
I have a question to follow.
No one. Bad Bunny, he had balls, he did it.
Hang on, listen.
Go ahead, James.
Big question, okay, to that. Was it a winged eagle? Was it a big eagle? Was it any WWE World Championship? No? Next. Sorry, it's just like, dude, everybody in the audience at Saturday Night Live probably confused that thing with a goddamn grandfather clock. They're like, what is it, like a handheld grandfather clock? Like, what is it?
Or just a trinket Flavor Flav.
Yeah, it's a Flavor Flav trinket. Why isn't this with Flavor Flav? Is Bad Bunny the new Flavor Flav?
Yeah, they probably collabed at some point or met each other.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works in Hollywood.
Good riddance. I mean, I don't know. It's just they should rebrand it to a Women's Intercontinental Championship or a TV Championship, like we recommended ages ago. I think somebody put that in the chat. So yeah, that's what.
Like what Dana Brooks said, and then she lost the title.
Yeah.
And then it got deactivated.
Well, it wasn't like that title was ever going to garner any respect, let alone star power.
I know. Well, who knows?
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
24/7. Yay! Bye bye.
Yeah, good riddance. Maybe now you could actually do something that actually builds a superstar.
Fair take.
Puts out a tweet.
I was going to do something else first, but since you put up building a superstar and sending out tweets and stuff.
Tweeter.
No, it's not negative. It's not negative. Remember, we're trying. We're not going to be negative today.
Okay.
Damn it, son! You son of a bitch.
Like I said earlier, I've been going back. I've been watching some open mic nights, and there was an episode we did. It was probably May, June-ish, where we were discussing the fact that Money in the Bank had to be relocated from Allegiant Stadium to the MGM Grand.
Yes.
Right.
And it made me kind of think, watching that, about the rise and decline of one Mr. Theory. Was the end of his briefcase and his cashing on the U.S. title not the perfect ending for a briefcase champion who already had to get his moment taken away from a stadium and thrown into the shitty-ass MGM Garden in the first place?
Yep.
This entire Money in the Bank briefcase run, and it's nothing against Theory. Let me just stress that now. It has nothing to do with Theory.
Booking.
But from the fact that it was supposed to be in a stadium, got moved to the MGM Grand, got thrown into it at the last minute, then the Vince McMahon scandal, then him attempting to cash it in twice on champions, teasing the NXT champion, only to cash it in on the US champion, and losing. I mean, like,
after the champion was already beaten down.
You sit there and you talk about horrible booking, but when you go back to the way that entire pay-per-view had to be relocated in the first place, it's the perfect ending to that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, really is.
It's obviously the original
Poetic
person
justice.
that was supposed to be slated to win that fucking briefcase was Cody, and then he got hurt. So, I mean, really, it all comes down to, it was a bad booking call by Vince, and you had to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Theory's going to be just fine.
No, I know he's going to be fine, and I still maintain the thought process that they didn't have to pull the trigger and have him cash in on the U.S. champion when they did in the first place. They had until next July to do something with him.
And they pulled the trigger way sooner than that.
That's why I say, like, this is the perfect ending to a briefcase that was decided after the venue had to be relocated in the first place.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
well, we know that pay-per-view's never coming back, hopefully. So,
yeah, like where Jeff is this evening. It's the circle of life.
And it moves us all. Okay, now that's not a non-copyright strike. As far as I'm concerned with this Money in the Bank thing, Austin Theory should never won in the fucking first place, all right? Let's just put that out there right now. As far as the execution of getting rid of this, which really was a botch to begin with, yeah, I agree, because there's no way in hell Roman Reigns is going to lose to this type of again by this guy. And at this point, you want to make Austin Theory, Vince McMahon, Golden Boy look like an absolute goober. This was the number one way of doing it, especially since right now he's turned his character completely around into a guy that you need to take serious, but he also needs to take himself serious in his own right. If you're going to reset Money in the Bank to hopefully be back in prominence and actually be showcased and determined at freaking WrestleMania the appropriate way with an appropriate holder, then this is the way of doing it. I approve.
Yeah, Josh.
Yes, Jeff. Yes, Josh, with your little diabolical finger tapping then.
I appreciate that, but I am not the Musketeer boss.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, but I have not been shy of my disdain for Mr. A-Town Down.
Yes, we know.
And his gimmick and everything. I have not been shy in my absolute glee for him crashing and burning and getting exactly what he deserved with that failed cash-in and loss. That was beautiful. I loved every second of it because he deserved that because he was Vince's golden boy. Because he was Vince's next chosen boy. He deserved and needed to get creamed and crushed and buried completely to get every and any last stench or stain of Vincent Kennedy McMahon off of him. It doesn't. Well, yeah, he should have never won that briefcase in the first place. Should have never been in that match. Was never a believable contender in any way, shape, and or form.
There's a reason why people left.
Never has been a believable contender for any championship. He should not have beat Finn Balor for the United States title
to begin with. I was waiting for.
What was that, Noah?
There's the word I was waiting for. I knew you were going somewhere with this. Continue.
Yeah. Because, again, Balor is my guy, one of my top 3 in this entire pissant company.
Too sweet.
Yes, too sweet. And Austin Theory, little NXT groupie boy, thinks he's the shits? No. You ain't shit, boy. And you just got proved. That proved that. When you got crushed like you deserved. Now Triple H can do whatever he wants with you. Because every last stench of Vince and Kenny McMahon is done from you. Now, I will send his ass back to NXT. Real Wyatt.
But, ...
No. I would have sent Theory's ass back to NXT. But Triple H is doing this. So, okay. See what he does. See if he actually makes Theory into actual something other than just putting the rocket to him and just saying, hey, this is who the company wants. Cheer for him. Yeah. Like they tried with Drew and it failed. Like they tried with Roman and it failed.
Oh, Lord.
Originally.
Yes.
Now let's see if Triple H can resurrect a failed Vince McMahon product and make it work better than Vince ever could.
Well, it's not going to happen overnight, and Triple H is on point by saying if he's going to make a change, he's only going to do it if it actually makes sense in context. There's a reason why Nikki ASH, the condiment nightmare of J-Hebert's dreams, is no longer a thing. She's back to Nikki Cross from Insanity from my NXT.
Yes. Damn it!
But I digress.
Yeah. There's a reason that WWE hired a long-term story developer from Marvel who was friends with Bray Wyatt, who has helped a lot with all of this. From Marvel. And why am I hearing me echoing?
My bad about that, Josh.
Because we just brought Mikey T into the chat and he didn't have his thing muted.
What is up, guys? What is up? I was just putting up a little poll on my YouTube channel. Put up a little poll before I logged in just to let everybody from my channel know I'm coming live with y'all tonight.
Nice.
Hey, cool, man.
No worries. Josh, go ahead and finish your thoughts up. Then we'll go to Mikey.
I lost where my thought was. What the fuck?
I think the last thing I heard you say, Josh, was about Theory going to NXT. Might have been a little bit late. But...
Yeah. And you think they should have done that, and we'll see if Triple H can finally reinvent a failed Vince McMahon product.
Yeah.
Then I talked about how, well, again, it's almost like, how they turned Nikki ASH, the condiment nightmare of J-Hebert's dreams, into the Nikki Cross of Sanity from my NXT.
Yeah. Now I remember. Like I said, they hired a long-term storyline developer.
From Marvel.
That was one of Triple H's main things from Marvel, who knows how to tell stories. Yes, he's mainly involved with Bray Wyatt, but that doesn't mean that's the only thing he's involved with.
No.
He's a fun guy to follow on Twitter, too.
Yes.
So this is exactly what Triple H is doing. Long-term storyline development. Using the history we know from before to make a good story. Now, yes, WWE needs young stars. Theory isn't who we need.
No, not right now.
He's not who we want. He's not who we need.
No.
And
I
that
agree.
is the bottom line. Because the Cleveland combatant knocked it out of the park.
There we go. Nice.
Way to go, non-copyright.
Ooh, I got my new catchphrase. Yes!
Non-gimmick infringement. And again, folks, we do see you in the chat if you want to be acknowledged. Super chats are the way to go at ding, 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 ding. I see the Real Wyatt has a super chat.
Yes, he did. $2 super chat. Thank you again, the Real Wyatt. Okay, seriously, the Elite should have won. Fuck Punk.
They didn't win.
To both.
Unfortunately, that is all we are going to say on that because, as I already mentioned, the Real Wyatt, we are not going to get into negativity this evening.
Right, he's the host.
That's the type of thing that's going to cause a lot of frustration and anger on some of our ends.
Nobody wants
so we appreciate the super chat, but we did say during the actual show we were not going to address any of the talent from the All Out Scrum anymore this evening.
No,
that's right.
I only saw 2 matches so far tonight.
That's fair.
Phenomenal pay-per-view. That's all I gotta say. Watch the rest when you can, bro.
Yeah, I only saw the opening and closing match plus the pre-show.
Mikey T, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on what we're talking about here? You know, if you missed some of it, we're talking about the fact that the Money in the Bank pay-per-view was originally supposed to be at the Allegiant Stadium. Right. Then it got moved to the MGM Grand.
Yes.
Then the way Theory got thrown in the match and then the way he lost the title, it just seems like this entire briefcase run was doomed from the jump, almost with whoever had the belt. Because you go back to the fact that it was supposed to be in a stadium and then got moved to a C-list venue in Las Vegas, if we're being honest.
Damn, C? He went from A to C?
Yep.
They couldn't do it at the stadium. They couldn't do it at the T-Mobile Arena because that's where they were going to do the UFC fight the same night.
Oh, yep.
They couldn't do it at Mandalay like AEW had ran. They didn't even try for the Thomas and Mack Center, which is where the original pipe bomb happened.
Mm-hmm.
They moved it to the MGM, which is the home of Halloween Havoc from WCW, and we can talk about some of the real shit-tastic stuff that happened at that pay-per-view. It's like this briefcase run seemed doomed from the jump, almost regardless of who got it. Was the ending, did it fit the beginnings of the story?
The only one that could have really been justified in winning the briefcase would have been Seth Rollins because of the the storyline that he had previously. Yeah. He had previously with Cody Rhodes. Now, I do see your point, JJ, about Austin Theory has till July.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, right now, Roman Reigns is at such a level where they're not going to put him in there with mid-carders anymore. If anybody, they're going to put him in with celebrities, and they're grooming him for The Rock right now. He's only going to be in there with larger-than-life individuals, say a Braun Strowman possibly. Now, if Cody Rhodes' Plan C comes into play at WrestleMania and takes that title off of Roman Reigns, there is no way in their right mind they would ever have Austin Theory beat Cody Rhodes after then beating Roman Reigns. So there was realistically no play for them with Austin Theory. If it was Seth Rollins, that would have been believable to us with this long-term storytelling. But Austin Theory taking the title, I hear people also say, have Austin Theory challenge Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that. He's not a realistic challenger for Roman Reigns.
No.
It's going to diminish the credibility of everything that he has been building. But then again, JJ, we were talking about it last week, and now it kind of looks like they're moving towards Sheamus and Roman Reigns. And to me, as a long-term watching fan, bless you, Noah.
Thank you.
As a long-term watching fan, Sheamus versus Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble and Roman Reigns versus Austin Theory at Rumble, there's no real difference there. You know what I mean? Just in reality, there's not really a difference there.
You know what? I'll tell you the difference. I'll tell you the difference immediately.
Sheamus is a former world champion.
Sheamus is a former world champion. Sheamus is way more over than frickin' Theory is.
Sheamus is a former world champion that lost his title to the Big Show.
I know, but
Sheamus is a former world champion that only got his world championship because he was Triple H's workout buddy.
Yeah, and
so instead of putting over a Vince McMahon project, we put over a Triple H project.
Yeah, he cashed in Money in the Bank, and next thing you know, the following pay-per-view, he faced him at TLC where Reigns went rogue, and then we had the Rumble that's been forgotten, freaking whatever year that was.
Sheamus was not the same guy then, though.
Yeah, that's my point. It's just like, Sheamus is a completely
and he's been put at the front of this bloodline storyline. He's literally leading a team into War Games. I'm calling it right now. If Sheamus's brutes and company win War Games, Sheamus is your next challenger to Roman Reigns' title.
Right.
I'm fully on board with the fact that Sheamus is one of the contenders. If it's not Rock, Sheamus is one of the contenders to actually dethrone Roman. Here's the difference between Austin Theory and Sheamus. They tried to get Austin Theory over by force.
Yeah.
Well,
Sheamus became
right. Yeah, but that was we're talking years ago.
I get where Josh is going.
I'm talking right now.
I get
the WWE Universe itself turned Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes babyface
yes,
organically by the value of their hard work in delivering banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after
Josh
banger.
is an honorary brute. Damn it!
Right?
Josh
is feeling broody.
And Sheamus getting a 5-star Meltzer rating at Clash at the Castle.
Oh, God.
All right,
I know. Whatever people think of Meltzer's ratings, Sheamus has proved himself to the fans that they are all authentically behind him as a top babyface organically and as a top person in this company. That is why Sheamus is in this running and deserves a match with Roman. And I will say put him in the top 5 of people who should or could beat Roman for one of the titles.
I will say on top of that,
Raw probably then.
I will say on top of that, if you're gonna do that with Sheamus, Walter's gonna be next in line as well because Walter and Roman would be fucking awesome. Holy shit!
Yes.
Oh yes.
The problem here is that the fans never wanted to give Theory a chance because he was connected to Vince.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Theory could go out there and have 5-star classics too, and people will just shit on him.
Has he had those though?
He has not.
No.
If you go by Meltzer, no.
Well, if you go by anybody, really,
but you know, I don't listen to Meltzer. Meltzer's opinion means jack shit to me.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Meltzer, but just by anybody, really, I don't think they're
5-star classics.
Valor classics.
Yeah, 5-star classics. Okay, maybe not, but he's had some really good matches since coming in with the briefcase.
You're gonna start something here. You can't
at least matches that should be taken, not be taken for granted.
Right.
And the problem is that people just refuse to acknowledge him. He is essentially the modern Miz. The Miz back in the day went out there and he had great matches, but people just refused to get behind him until they couldn't resist anymore. I am telling you right now that whether you want to acknowledge it Roman Reigns style or not, Theory will be champion within the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
Period, point blank.
Low take.
He has everything that the companies look for. He has the look. He has the ability. He has the it factor. And that same barf noise that you just emulated is the same thing people did to me when I said the same thing about The Miz 11, 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And look at him now. 2-time Grand Slam champion.
Even if one was extremely
Mark my words.
Yeah, I don't know. It all comes down to it's not happening now. And quite honestly, I think they made the right decision. There was no other way to go about it the way they did.
If Austin Theory was ever going to have a chance to try and develop into something, he needed to get that briefcase off of him.
Yeah, it's you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Like, not everybody's going to be happy with the decision, but like, in order to tell a long-term storytelling, and you gotta do what's best for the entire company overall.
Well, Triple H is all about doing what's best for business.
I honestly, shit, if they wanted to keep the title, if they wanted to keep the briefcase on him, because we've seen other superstars have developing storylines while they're the briefcase holder. Give him a title while he's the briefcase holder. Shit, make him miss his cash in and then go into litigation about it for weeks on WWE TV, like going to the WWE headquarters even and like fighting for his title match, like rated RKO series. You know, like how there would be the rated RKO reports. Like do something like that, man. You know, be creative. But
that's where the line falls to creativity.
You know,
you're not wrong. I'm just saying.
You're just not really doing anything with it.
I feel like the level of creativity is still in a contempt mode, even with the fact they have a Marvel writer. We've seen some developments, but have we really seen anything truly significant?
Not really.
There you go.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, has he had any pay-per-view matches to even have these matches that we're talking about being able to grade? Like, has he even he didn't carry Johnny Gargano to a pay-per-view match? You know what I'm saying?
They didn't do anything with that program. Now Johnny Gargano's a private eye for a Hollywood conspiracy theory against the
Noah, don't get me started. That is embarrassing. Yeah. It is bad Triple H booking.
I know.
Bad Triple H.
Yeah.
Josh, can you defend that booking?
No.
They are destroying, blowing his whistle. Yeah. He's the guy with his whistle.
Yeah.
Josh, you got anything?
You honestly think Triple H would willingly destroy one of the faces of Noah's NXT like that?
Damn it.
The NXT that Triple H built. The NXT that Gargano was one of the 4 pillars of.
Ciampa's injured. That's the reason he's there right now. It's so they can fucking build. How long is that going to fucking take? By that point, he's probably going to be damaged goods.
Do we get Gargano and Ciampa back and then have them be tag team champions on the main roster, then get them their singles runs?
Yeah,
that's a hot take. That they deserve. It makes sense for Gargano to be in this situation. If Dexter Lumis was already in it, and Ciampa was too, if you're gonna put Ciampa and Gargano back together once Ciampa's back, it made sense.
Okay. All right.
And I understand JJ's point about The Miz. I will fully admit, I remember as a young middle schooler watching in 6th grade when The Miz won the WWE, actually no, 7th grade, when The Miz won the WWE Championship in 2010. I remember
when he cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase.
On Randy Orton.
On an injured Randy Orton after a match with Wade Barrett.
As you should do the Money in the Bank.
That was one of the most shitty points in wrestling history when Cena and Orton swapped opponents with Miz and Punk.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I disagree because that's when I started watching wrestling, but
I digress. I'm sorry you had to start at that point because they flipped 2 feuds.
Continue?
Sorry, Josh.
I remember watching that match. I remember seeing Orton after the Barrett match. Thinking, oh no, hearing Miz's music. I remember screaming how pissed off I was when Miz won that title, that I woke up the neighbors and the neighbors came and yelled at me.
Yes.
Wow. That's a real anger right now with sports entertainment.
Miz is actually in my, if not top 5, my top 10 of current WWE superstars. Yeah. I cheered like nobody's business at the top of my lungs when he cashed in on Drew McIntyre. I fully admit I am a Miz guy through and through. I will not be that way for Austin Theory.
You say that now, Josh. You say that now.
Mm-hmm.
In a couple years' time, when he wins the title, I will accept your apology.
Well, James, Noah, save this for when that night comes.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Okay.
Timestamp 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, November 20th.
Nice.
2022.
So we've heard from Josh and Mikey T. James, Noah, anything else you'd like to add to this?
As far as the original topic goes, I think I already got my set piece in. Again, reset Money in the Bank, make it actually matter, make it actually worth of value, build a new superstar, because that's what Money in the Bank is supposed to do. And as long as the Supreme was holding it in this day and era, that wasn't going to happen.
All right.
Yeah.
Mid.
So the next talking point that I have is something that I found in one of the wrestling groups I'm in. Somebody came up with an idea of how to better define Raw and SmackDown. And I thought that these were interesting points. Again, do I think that somebody like Paul Levesque and Stephanie McMahon would actually do something like this? No. But I'm curious what you guys think, and if you think that the things that the original poster feel that would like come out of it, if you feel like that would definitely help the product. And we'll start with Noah on this one, since Josh and Mikey really kind of dominated that last topic. It says WWE should make Raw a singles program and SmackDown a tag program. One world, one intercontinental title for men, women, and tags respectively. Raw can also have the U.S. title exclusively, SmackDown a trios title. It's good for fans because of variety. It's good for wrestlers because more employment, exposure, and flexibility. Less people in catering. Good for WWE because it's more of a draw to watch both by having two more defined shows. What do you think of this, Noah?
Well, the number one thing that definitely drove me away from WWE was the fact that I was watching the same thing 2 days a week, and it got completely boring and repetitive, and it didn't look like it was going anywhere. Again, the biggest reason I was on Team Blue during the time of its promise, it was the professional wrestling show, while Raw focused more on sports entertainment-related storylines, character development, talk show showcases. I can't tell you how many times I tune into SmackDown just to hear Terry Long say, "We got us a tag team match, players." So the fact that you turn SmackDown into that forum for multiple person affairs and even add trios to the mix, there might be some potential in that capability. But what I also like is, again, with the depth of the women's division across even the day's products, I've been saying for the longest time they need to just merge them into one and have a top star to go after that brings their name forward as the face to confront. So I do like this more inventive way to make Raw and SmackDown feel different, but still both compelling enough that you can either pick a side or follow a superstar's journey. I approve a lot of that, but whether or not WWE can pull a trios division, it will really depend on that roster outlook and the players involved. But I like that idea a lot.
You figure you've already got the Brawling Brutes, you've got Imperium, you've got the Bloodline.
You got 4 so far if you count New Day. Big E wasn't injured, but besides that, not a whole lot. There's more tag team development.
You've got
but you've also got time where you can build people. I mean, you've got Diamond Mine over on NXT.
They bring up people from your NXT. That
Legado del Fantasma also.
Yes, you've got Legados.
What about that rapping group that just got
Hit Row? Yeah, right. Got it.
Hit Row.
Well, yeah, but there are only 2 people. I think
2 guys.
All right,
so they could add somebody though, like JJ's alluding to. Again, you're developing stars right in NXT. So I mean,
you have Schism.
Add our truth to Hit Row.
Yeah, you got to add somebody to Hit Row because they had Swerve Scott before, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're going to add anybody to Hit Row, re-sign JTG.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
That's a good one right there, actually. So I agree with this idea because the number one flaw in WWE, both products feel the same. There
you also have the
no
Judgment
variety.
Day.
And the OC.
And the OC.
So, okay, they can pull up the trios thing, but I just wonder, can you literally carry out only multi-person matches and still keep it compelling? There is still a point where you do want to see a singles program carried out on either show, but I still like the dynamic this guy was figuring that the product overall should go. Again, make Raw and SmackDown feel different. And that way there is brand loyalty and pride. And you actually might build something more organic. Just saying.
A asked if he's the only one that thinks the trios title isn't necessary.
No, he's not the only one.
I agree.
I think it's a little bit
I've only
much.
seen a trios title work in one spot, and that's Ring of Honor, and even that was for a short stint. And we'll see what AEW does now. They're doing a best of 7 series with these two trios, and I still can't believe that's a thing. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Which they
And
should
yeah,
have
Keen
announced
Mike
before
X.
the match.
I think that is the reason for a lot of his hate. That, and then the fact that he was associated with McMahon.
Again,
those are the two big factors, I think.
Well,
I did want to point out about that. I'm sorry, James, but one of the most interesting factors about Austin Theory to me was the fact that he was engaged with Mr. McMahon. That was the only interesting factor that I got from him. The fact that he was bringing Vince McMahon back on the screen. So that was really what engaged me with Austin Theory, to be 100% honest with you guys. Without Mr. McMahon, who gives a shit about the guy? You know what I mean, James?
That's fair.
That's a very fair take. He's not wrong. That's a very fair take.
As far as trios titles go,
And that's a fair take, Emmanuel. Sorry, didn't mean to step on you, James.
Trios titles only work if you actually put it. This is true for any division. If you actually put effort in, and clearly,
New Japan Pro Wrestling learned something.
Exactly. I'm just gonna put this in perspective. If AEW is already doing a best of 7 series, guess what? They already failed. Sorry. Like that.
I gotta get going. My sister just messaged that she is home, which I did not know she was even on the way, and the door's bolted, so I gotta go let her in. I will catch you guys later.
Peace,
Fuck Bill Belichick.
There you go.
God bless you, Josh.
There you go. So, yeah, no.
Come back.
Yeah,
as you were saying.
Trios titles are already a failure in AEW because they're not even doing anything different. I thought they would if they kept it on Death Triangle. It looked like we were going in a step in the right direction, and now they're pretty much already giving it back to the Elite. They're trying to stall for time while they rebuild the fucking division. That is
again, we're waiting for the House of Black to rise. So I don't think it's dead in the water, but still misdirection to say the least.
I mean, we already saw one great match. Like, how are they going to top that 6 more times?
That's if they go the full 7 series, though, James.
Right. And go ahead, Mikey.
I just wanted to point out that you said about building the trios division. I wanted to point out that the buy-in, as much as we dislike the factory, I wish I could have heard your guys' commentary. That was not a bad trios match.
No.
It wasn't
not at all.
It was a 5-man tag match, actually.
Oh, that was
a tag.
Yeah.
That was a 10-man tag?
Yeah, it was a 10-man tag, and it was really good. The factory.
The factory is very capable
still
as a unit.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right then. My point is proved wrong. I thought that was a trios tag.
Well, even then, like there's many trios they can make out of that. I mean,
they have the depth to make a trios division, but they don't have the sense of direction, it seems. That's the problem.
Yeah, see, AEW's got that problem to the point where I think they've already just given up. And at this fucking point, again, like, and we said that at the top, and this is the only time I'll ever mention this again. Like, if you're gonna bring the Elite back, you got to bring Punk back. Simple as that. Sorry. They were not blameless in that whole situation. I've made that note many times. J-Hebert's side of things, episode 3. Go check it out. All right. As far as this Raw and SmackDown thing goes, singles sell more than everything else is basically an accessory, but the singles is always going to draw, right? That's just how it is. That's always how it's going to be. So
that's wrestling.
You can't do it that way. If it were up to me, I'd say SmackDown needs the World Championship because nobody should be taking that shit off Roman. Raw's main belt should be the Intercontinental. That's my deal. Like, Raw should be the Intercontinental. Make that thing an actual main title again. Like, that should be your secondary top prize, if not the top prize, depending on who gets more, all right? Those are your top 2 belts. United States.
Would you say that the United States, though, is being tried to be billed as the second top title in the company since it's the top title on Raw, though, at this point, James?
Yeah, and I don't know why. You have way more international flair than you do United States flair. So, like, why aren't you making that more of the top prize on Raw. You know, that's my thing. I mean, if I'm doing the thing, I'm trying to differentiate the brands. You know, make one feel different than the other. You have a tag on Raw and a trios on
Universal,
SmackDown.
Noah.
Yeah.
Like United States to Universal is how I kind of look at it, you know, gaming wise. Like you would pair the Universal title with the United States title. Kind of. That's kind of how. And then I pair the Intercontinental title with the WWE Championship.
WWE's brand split did, while it didn't necessarily increase ratings on both shows, it did keep a lot of people intrigued and tuning in with the audience they had, and here's why.
2016.
I'm not even talking about 2016. I'm talking
about. Well, that was
the
last time they did. I know.
Right.
I know
2002.
Yes, where it first started.
The best brand split WWE's done, period, bar none. I dare you to find me another time where that shit's worked.
And they split up teams like friggin' 3D and moved The Undertaker when he didn't want to be moved.
Mm-hmm.
Those were very odd moves, though, Noah. It's like, why are you doing
That's what made it so interesting.
Right. But that's
what made it interesting?
Well,
I think it's more interesting. Sorry, Joe.
Hold on. That's the difference, though. Like, 2002 had the best brand split idea. You had a Cruiserweight belt. Like, they honestly probably could have introduced Cruiserweight tag belts. They had enough teams to do it.
Yeah, back then.
And then...
With tags?
Yeah. And then you have the women. That's what I do. You know, like, you want to make both shows feel different. Make the undercard feel different. Make the secondary championships feel different. Have one champion... You know, have the television title. Make an internet title for SmackDown or something like that. Then you have your U.S. title. And then you have your Intercontinental title. And then whatever. Like, that's what they should be doing instead of...
this.
Yeah. You have to have singles feuds in order to draw money. That's just how it is. That's how wrestling will always be. That's how any combat sports is going to be.
That's your big money program right there. That's what you invest in the most. That's what you want fans to invest in the most. If you want them to sit for 4 hours, you want them to remain there for that key main event. And they will willingly.
Right. Very, very rarely does a multi-man match and a tag match or of any kind or whatever, multi-man anything, draw the most money. It's very rare.
FTR is the only one this year that's done that.
Yeah, FTR versus the Briscoes is the only one.
Shawn Michaels has done a pretty... Oh, did you just say the Royal Rumble? But Shawn Michaels has done a pretty good job building up this Iron Man... What's it called, Noah? The Iron Man Survivor.
The Iron Survivor.
It's King of the Mountain on a freaking
Survivor
ladder.
match. Damn it. That's going to be a multi... I was like, isn't that kind of just like a championship scramble?
It is also that in a way because it's about the most pinfalls. The only difference is you don't have everybody in the ring at the very beginning. So the first two participants have an advantage to try and garner a decision before the other participants come out. It's the reverse of a Royal Rumble / Iron Person Scramble.
It's such a TNA match.
Yeah, about a ladder.
Say, like TNA.
I think TNA. So come up with
know
this
what's funny?
idea.
King of the Mountain without a damn ladder and a title to suspend.
I don't know, man. To be honest, I think TNA did it better. That I'm hearing.
No, you know what? I can honestly say that we know Vince Russo didn't come up with this because if he did, Judy Bagwell would be on a pole.
That's true. Yeah,
there'll be something on a pole in general. Yeah. Blank on a pole. Vintage Vince Russo.
Maybe a bro on a pole. We haven't seen that yet.
Oh, God.
To give a few thoughts on the different brands, I just want to kind of say that's what made me a lot less interested with SmackDown. I mean, it's one thing to do, your big, actually, I mean, SmackDown at the start, they did a referee match with Shawn Michaels. They did a Buried Alive match. You know what I'm saying?
But they put all the gimmicks out at the very forefront. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, you know what I mean? They were trying to draw those viewers. But eventually SmackDown began to just air tag team matches or mid-card matches or main event level guys versus a mid-card guy. And that's why people were saying it was kind of watered down compared to Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah. Well, notice I didn't say the entirety of that, Lance, but I'm talking about the Paul Heyman era. To be honest.
Paul Heyman era
I was going to say, let's not shortchange the SmackDown 6.
Yeah, the Paul Heyman era was
they made that show their own.
Yes. So for those of you out there that don't know,
yes.
For those of you that don't know who the SmackDown 6 are, it's Edge, Rey Mysterio, Eddie and Chavo Guerrero, Angle and Benoit.
Yep.
Those are the SmackDown 6.
Yep.
Yeah. So
they made that show their own.
SmackDown just kind of really went further down into the hole when it pretty much became a replay show for a while. There were so many replays on SmackDown.
I agree.
It was almost unbearable to watch. But now with the move to Fox, you know what I mean? Fox
Raw rebound.
With the move to
But
Fox.
there was also so many replays on SmackDown because it was the Triple H Reign of Terror, and they had to put Hunter over as much as they could on SmackDown too.
Yeah. I wonder if Triple H actually regrets that at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope he does.
Well, I mean, some of his opponents, RVD, Kane, Steiner, Booker T. He couldn't even.
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. You want to keep going?
I don't know. Is there any more? And then
I think we covered the most frequent
Goldberg.
Oh God! Yeah.
Going back to your point, Mikey, I think the only other draft that really had any weight behind it was the 05 draft when Cena and Batista switched shows as champions.
That's fair, yeah.
Because it was the start of the decline of Cena. Because while he was tucked over on SmackDown, he was good. But the minute he got moved over to Raw and became the face of the A show and was shoved further down everyone's throats, that's when the "Let's go Cena sucks" really started to come to the forefront. And guys like Angle, guys like Orton, guys like Hunter, who were supposed to be top heels, guys like Edge, started getting babyface reactions.
And they still lost to Cena in the end.
Because they were the originals, you know what I mean? Yeah. Compared to this guy Cena, who a lot of people knew, but then a lot of people didn't watch SmackDown. He came over from SmackDown. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, this guy's taking over. And I think one of his first feuds wasn't a big seller. I think it was Cena versus Jericho.
It was Jericho. Christian. He was literally brought on in the lottery on Talk is Jericho.
Yeah.
You know that. But Cena, that's when it all started to go back. Cena had a few good years, I thought, though, when he first came over. People didn't just turn on him right away. Well, no.
They started to turn on him during that Jericho feud, dude, because people thought that Jericho was just leaps and bounds better.
Yeah.
Even though Jericho was the heel.
And yet he was perceived as the babyface. What a bizarre world that was.
It was, it's just one of those things where Jericho had that respect. Where even though he was the heel, people admired and respected his in-ring ability, and Cena could not carry Jericho's jockstrap on his best day back then.
Well, John Cena had the 4 moves of doom, and then
he got so much better. I got to give it to him. He got a lot better.
Yeah.
Team Mike X, that's a hot take there. That Survivor Series is not a Big Four show anymore.
It's about to be with this War Games. It's about to be.
The last couple of years, it certainly hasn't felt like it. Like I said, before 2019, the last time Survivor Series felt like it held up to its banner was 2010. Since 2019, they dropped the ball. Now they're trying to turn it into War Games versus the traditional format. This might be a rebranding that makes sense and makes Survivor Series matter again. We'll find out next weekend.
And I would echo your sentiment that Money in the Bank is bigger than Survivor Series if they had been able to sell out that arena in Vegas.
Yeah, Money in the Bank. Yeah. Money in the Bank ain't even a.
It's not even Big Four.
Bro, it ain't even gonna be.
I mean, Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is on the verge of being canceled. Yeah, I was gonna say it's on the verge of going back to Mania,
which is good.
Which
was better anyway.
Yeah, I think they should do a men's one night, the women's one night.
Exactly.
I think they should have the women headline night one like they have been, and have the women's briefcase match be on night 2. That way the winner can't cash it in the same night, and you have to build that contender. They've been having the women's champion get cashed in on with the briefcase the same night too many years in a row. So you move it to the opposite night, the second night, and then you can't have that. You have to at least wait until Raw the next night, which again would be dumb, but at least you can't do it the same night anymore.
I mean, to be fair, JJ, it probably would get a massive pop because the Raw after WrestleMania, you never know what will happen or who will show up. To this day, when Dolph Ziggler cashed in on Humberto Del Rio, it's the biggest Money in the Bank cash-in pop probably in WWE history.
Hold on.
Except for maybe Edge's original cash-in, because no one still expected it.
When Roman, that shit has not meant a goddamn thing since Roman Reigns got booed out of the building after beating Undertaker. Let's not even go there until Triple H actually books a Raw after Mania. All right.
Well, that's a whole different crowd.
Let's hold our horses here.
But I'm talking about the actual Money in the Bank
because Roman
value
Reigns
here,
couldn't
man.
cut a promo though.
At
Roman
that
Reigns
time,
didn't really know how to
no,
react.
no. Roman could cut a promo. He just was cutting the wrong promos. We see that now.
Right. Because he was heavily scrutinized.
Yeah, and he was also
I
not
just
really
honestly
scripted,
don't-
but scrutinized.
I don't think he knew how to handle that crowd. You know what I mean? I don't think he knew how to. And you could see a lot of that nowadays when Dominic was in the ring, and Dominic didn't know how to handle the crowd.
No,
You know,
Dominic
so,
is like a freaking scared child just trying to hide under a mass of emo and black makeup.
It's okay.
But the bottom line is this. Money in the Bank should only be involved at WrestleMania to build a new superstar through qualifiers and the worthy carriers. Make Survivor Series matter again. Surprise me, Triple H next weekend. But overall, WWE, get off your high horse and your money bed and get some more creative in to make Raw and SmackDown feel organically different again.
Yes.
Well, WWE botched the Money in the Bank. They were going for Roman Reigns versus Riddle in a stadium, and then they were trying to string it along so it would be Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam. They should have, first of all, it should have been Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton at that, what was it called? Allegiant
Stadium.
Yeah. Allegiant Stadium. That put Roman Reigns and Randy Orton in the stadium. They put too much on Riddle's back with that shit.
Yeah,
but
way
you know
too
what?
much, yeah.
Yeah,
Orton
way
got
too
injured.
much of that.
Orton got injured, so they really couldn't do anything. But you know what they could have done? They could have brought Brock Lesnar in for that spectacle 1 month early and given us something else for SummerSlam.
But that would be too creative.
You know what's funny?
It would have saved their big five.
You know, yeah, and that's I was about to say. You mentioned that because like Brock would come by to Tennessee. He didn't even sell out the Tennessee stadium. I don't care what you want to tell me. That stadium was not sold out for SummerSlam, and it was clear as day to anybody seeing it.
When has something been sold out in this day and era of pro wrestling? Truly, just saying.
Yeah.
That's fair. Emmanuel, to answer your question, I think it depends on who the final member is for the babyface team.
Right.
You know,
Trish?
if they're gonna have it be somebody like a Trish or somebody that's already on the roster, Candice LeRae or whoever, they'll probably announce it on Monday.
Right.
That'd be a big
But
deal if they're holding out this long.
I was gonna say, but if it's gonna be one of the two names that we keep waiting to come back,
Not gonna happen.
never say never, Noah, then I think they're gonna wait for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it going personally. And
They're
I
still
think
holding
that
out on
one
the
of the
prayer.
names is a better shot than the other.
Yeah.
Because the other one was just announced for a Comic-Con in May of next year.
Yep.
Who's that?
So Mercedes.
Mercedes
It's gotta be
Marzano.
Mercedes.
So she's not going to be coming back until that appearance is done at least, because
Quite honestly,
unless she works
Done
out
with it.
something in a new deal with Triple H,
That ain't happening.
they're not going to allow her to do that and still be WWE contracted.
No.
But
No.
Trinity, is always a possibility because she could appear in the babyface Survivor Series match and then align herself with the Bloodline later in the evening.
That'd be interesting storytelling and covering both sides, but I still think at this point you got a better shot at Beth Phoenix.
Also,
Becky is always possible.
If she comes back from injury, I could see that, but again, I don't know the extent.
This one is for Noah. What matches have been better, NXT War Games or Blood and Guts?
Well, when you go back to my NXT, I thought that those matches were pretty damn awesome. Personally, I thought the first one with the 3 teams was rather cool, but ooh, man, that is a hot take.
So what's better, bro?
Well, there's been more NXT War Games, so I got to go with the one that has more value in the research. I got to go with my NXT War Games.
Yeah,
there's only been 2 Blood and Guts.
There's
only been 2 Blood and Guts, and only the second one was really good because the first one still botched the finishing angle.
Yeah, well, not even just botched the finishing angle. That whole match was botched. They jobbed the Pinnacle out pretty much, even though they won. I mean, they buried them bad.
That faction was dead in the water before you could from the get-go.
I like that. Noah standing beside NXT. I like it.
Hey, black and gold for life, Mikey T. Before AEW was even a thing, it was black and gold that brought me back into closely the world of sports entertainment under the WWE.
Oh, yeah. You and a lot of people, man, for sure. Triple H did that, man.
Damn right.
All right.
There we go. Okay, so the next topic that I have, which again is more of just a talking point than anything. Let me see where to go. There it goes.
Oh, what do we got?
WWE reportedly interested in the return for Matt Cardona.
Not surprised there. They already want Chelsea Green.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe they might have to wait until his Impact runs over.
But also, Matt Cardona has said that he refuses, and I quote, to go back to being Zack Ryder. How far did that take him?
What do you
But
think?
anyways.
Are they going to let Triple H? Is Triple H going to let him run with the name that he's been building on the Indies, Noah?
I feel like Triple H does believe a little bit more in individuality, so I wouldn't rule that out. I could definitely see some negotiations regarding, if not the name, at least the character development that he's been bringing forward, particularly in Impact Wrestling. But that's still a long stretch to think that Matt Cardona can succeed in the WWE ecosystem beyond the mid-card division.
Bro, he needs to run. He's in a good spot right now with Impact doing the tag team run with Myers. I wouldn't change that right now.
Even though they fell short at Overdrive, spoiler alert. But I do agree to your case, though, James.
Yeah, I mean, he's made enough money to, he can make enough money to make ends meet right now just doing the indie gigs, and then he has his major wrestling figure podcast. I don't think money is the issue, really.
I feel like at this point, if you go back, keyword back to WWE, you only go back there for one thing, and that's the biggest paycheck.
Yeah.
I'm of the mindset right now that, you guys are right. He's doing way too good with Impact, NWA, etc.
Well, he was in NWA, not so much now.
Different conversation.
I don't think that a one-night return is out of the question.
Yes.
Having him and Myers and Chelsea all in the Rumble next year.
Whoa!
Yeah, they need more bodies.
Myers is going, JJ.
Why not?
I think he's good with the Impact. What are they called?
It's just a one-night. It's just a one-night return for the Rumble.
Yeah,
it's a surprise entry.
We only got 30 spots in the Rumble, JJ. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. But they could
No,
do it
they- all
last
they
year
filled
with
up with
Mickey
is a
James.
tag team.
Just make it 40. Why not? Right now,
They could do it last
that
year
was
with
awful.
Mickey James. Why not put the major players in it this year?
Oh, the major players. Yeah, I like that name right
That'd be a cool nod right there. I like that idea, especially if they're both in the Rumble at the same time and one costs the other.
I don't know if the guy who had a losing streak is coming back for the Rumble.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
He had a shirt that had so many, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bring them back as a tag team potentially. They were the Edgeheads before, I believe. But honestly, you guys, I really like the gimmick that Matt Cardona had where he wore the flannel. He wears the flannel jacket. He has like the thing that says like fuck whoever on the back of it. You know what I mean? I like that gimmick where he comes out and he flips everybody off. And
he was mocking Mick Foley at GCW. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I like that gimmick right there that Matt Cardona does.
Yes.
The heat he got from that.
Yeah,
shit.
honestly, like that's the problem because he came into NWA with that gimmick, and then Impact turned him heel to try to do that gimmick, and it almost feels like it's been watered down at this point as well.
Keep it going, gentlemen. I'll be right back.
Good.
So I don't know. I wouldn't say Matt Cardona should be there.
Yeah, I mean, and again, Chelsea Green goes back there. That's just to add more bodies to a very low-depth women's division on both shows.
Yeah.
Where's Chelsea Green going to fit in kind of like the same position as Candice LeRae, Noah?
Unfortunately, I would think so. I don't see her, dethroning the likes of Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, no way.
They probably feed her to Bianca Belair. Or maybe she would be a surprise candidate. Show up out of nowhere and maybe start a chaotic feud with Nikki Cross. They might turn that into a tag team.
That's kind of what I was thinking about Sasha Banks, you guys, because it's like if Sasha Banks comes in and wins the Rumble, I do not want to see Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks at WrestleMania. Or is that the match we never got at SummerSlam? You know what I mean? Sometimes they like to do that because that's the match we never got at SummerSlam. I just don't really feel like it's the money match for Bianca Belair at WrestleMania.
I agree, but you think about what they did with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. First at 31, then at 34, and then the third time at freaking 38. Don't count out Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair going from WrestleMania 37 to WrestleMania Goes Hollywood at WrestleMania 39. They're no strangers to taking years, but still going back to the well to sell you on a match. At this point, though, again, for Bianca Belair, her journey is to go through the 4 pillars of NXT horsewomen, and there's only one left, and that is Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
I see King Mike agrees with you, James. He said 40-man rumble. He said 40, let's go.
Oh, I was not. No.
That was ridiculous.
40-man
rumble. Sarcasm. Yeah,
2011,
he was sarcastic too in the chat, I see.
Rumble is special because it's unique with 30. That's why you don't call it an over-the-top rope battle royale, because that would be 20. 30 is Royal Rumble. Simple as that.
All right. Whatever, man. Bert.
That's just my take.
I've got a couple of starred comments here from The Real Wyatt.
Yes.
All right.
Go for it.
First one goes to James. Should MJF beat Omega's title reign? Hell, I say have MJF hold it until 2025. Why not?
What was Omega's?
Well, Omega's was just from Witter's coming to Full Gear, so it wasn't even a full year. All he has to do is
it wasn't even a full year, actually.
So 11 months?
Yeah, so he gets it for 12 months. That's all. He'll beat it.
Let's think about that.
Here's the hot take. Anybody but the people that were in that fucking fiasco? Yes. Yep. That's it. Moving on. Yeah, MJF should beat his reign. There you go.
Yeah, MJF should definitely be a long-term AEW World Champion, and with the amount of money and storytelling you can get out of this guy, especially with the William Regal factor coming into play at the start of his reign. There's no telling what they're going to do with this guy. For not only Winter is Coming, but AEW Revolution. Gee, what a fitting name.
And JJ, I would have to believe that after what we saw tonight with MJF and Regal, that it will be Ricky Starks challenging MJF at Winter's Coming, because I think we're going to get a strong baby face to go against MJF.
Oh, without doubt.
That's fair. And then this one is for Mikey T. Other than Cody, who should be the next Money in the Bank winner? He says Pete Dunne, because who the hell is Butch? A bushwhacker?
Yeah.
All right. So let's be real. I think all of our main complaint here is that they really didn't take a mid-carder that deserved to be a main eventer and put him in this position. So that's really what we needed here, someone who deserved to be a main eventer.
Exactly.
So
Cody was the only one. Cody was the only one. He was pegged to win it.
Yeah, Cody's the only one. Seth Rollins is the only one. But we need somebody who's really ready to be elevated to the main event.
Right.
You know what I mean? And who is that guy that is ready to be elevated to the main event? Let's be real. Kevin Owens is already there.
Yep.
It's Sami Zayn, guys. And you know what? Sami Zayn comes in with that sneak cash in on Roman Reigns.
God, man.
Or even Roman Reigns loses the title, Sami Zayn cashes in and offers up the undisputed championship to Roman Reigns. That would be some good storytelling right there.
That sounds brilliant.
I think Sami Zayn is next, you guys. It has to be Sami Zayn, unless WWE is just going to burn money.
There's the phrase.
Sami Zayn is a made man in this company. The people want to spend money on him. They want to give you money to watch Sami Zayn. Do you just want to throw it away? So I think Sami Zayn. James, what do you got to say, bro?
I think that Sami, actually, the reason why people are paying for Sami merch now is because Sami Zayn in the bloodline is the way to go, and not even try to fuck with that, to be honest. I think okay, it's like a nation thing. Like, remember when Owen Hart joined the Nation? He was the lone Canadian in the sea of friggin',
he was the Black Heart.
He was the Black Heart. That danger gear.
Yeah.
The danger gear was awesome, but when they turned him away from being the Black Heart, it was like, dude, you just took away Owen Hart's only way to be a main eventer. That was the only gimmick that Owen Hart could have been a main eventer with, you guys. The Black Heart. None of the others would have worked. Not the one where he teamed up with Kishi. Not the one where he not the Owen Hart where he was, the King of Hearts. None of those Owen Harts would have worked as the main event.
I'm about to say, still highly underrated. Should have been pushed to the main event, but I agree with you there. And at this point, again, the money right now is in Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. You just have to figure out how you go about those two. Kevin Owens has already had a chance against the Tribal Chief during the pandemic, at least 3 times over. Sami Zayn has not. The biggest draw right now is what Sami Zayn's future will be. I feel like if Sami Zayn wasn't in the bloodline, the act would have gone stale a long time ago. Sami Zayn breathes new life in the bloodline. So to stop that, you might literally be ruining your biggest money maker in WWE.
I think that's the thing. I think you try to split that up, your money's gone, actually. I think Sami Zayn is more valuable in the bloodline than he is out of the bloodline. Same thing.
It's all about the
approach.
That
goes both ways, by the way, actually.
Yeah.
We all know Sami came in as a big-time baby. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. And it worked.
It did, but then it was like he reached his ceiling, seemingly. He kind of reached his ceiling, even though they put him in there with people like Braun Strowman. But JJ, didn't you have a question for yourself? I know we're dragging on this a little.
No. You're good. I don't mind this topic running a little bit. It's just a talking point. It's here to generate conversation.
Certainly have done that.
And I'm definitely trying to stall a little bit until Jeff can join us after the concert. He's got a couple of encores left.
Oh, nice.
And I know he really wanted to be part of the main event talk.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as the original topic, Matt Cardona, don't see him going at WWE. Don't put Chelsea Green in the Raw Women's division or send her to NXT. Imagine if they make her the new Mandy Rose and she takes the title off her.
There you go. But yeah, the other one. The one for me that you are referencing, Mikey, this one is for JJ. Thank you for sharing your platform and creating a safe space for us professional wrestling fans. Damn it! All hail the Renegade, the great JJ Williams.
Yeah.
Respect.
Oh, I was like, JJ Willis. I was like,
now, in all fairness, and then he also said a $2 super chat. Thank you, the real Wyatt. This one is for you, Renegade. We love you. Damn it.
Damn it.
Real Wyatt.
I appreciate that. I wasn't sure reading your original comment to me if you were being sarcastic or not, because I know you were throwing some sarcasm around in the chat all day. So I wasn't 100% sure if you were being sarcastic or not, but thank you.
Yeah,
if you are being sincere with your comment, I do appreciate it. Normally we've got no problem covering controversial topics and things that can ruffle people's feathers.
Yeah,
that's news. Eric Bischoff said it best with his autobiography: "Controversy creates cash."
The story of the business.
Unfortunately, it's the story of the business. It is what it is. But I just
Eric
figured.
Bischoff
I just figured that this week. Hold on, Mikey T.
Sorry, bro.
I just figured that this week, being the week going into Thanksgiving, we didn't need a whole lot of negativity and dark clouds looming over everyone's face, over everyone's head and everything.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, before we go off the air, so think about this now, gentlemen, kick it around your heads. I want to get a little bit thought from everybody, what everyone's thankful for.
Oh, that's easy.
Before we go off the air this evening, so
family tradition here.
Just kick that around your head a little bit, but try to change it up just a little bit and have fun. At the end of the day, open mic night is supposed to be a fun night where we all get together like brothers, like fraternity, and we just shoot the shit about what, Noah?
Professional wrestling.
There we go.
Damn it!
And not to mention also, I know that you mentioned that.
Thank you.
I don't know where you got the idea that I said we would save it to open mic night. I never said that. I legitimately promoted my show where I talked about it for 3 hours. We have covered that topic to death anyway.
Yeah.
No,
it's all good.
I'm good.
Woo! No more Matt Cardona. I got it.
No, not the.
No more of the Elite and CM Punk thing.
Oh, that. No,
I just don't know how much that last name works, you guys. Cardona. It's not like it really rolls off the tongue for him to be the WWE. I get the gimmick works, but Triple H, they might just have to create something WWE like.
Well, that's the thing, though. Yeah,
they've always done.
With 98%, it feels like of their freaking talent. WWE creates them in their own way to make sure that if they become a success, WWE still gets pretty much all the profit.
I don't know about all of it. I mean, they make these guys
practically
rich
all
men.
of it. You gotta figure about that.
They know how to market the talent the best. I mean, look how Tony Khan is having these dudes market themselves and debut on the show. Andrade debuted with the same name he had in the WWE, and he debuted with no music. You know what I mean? Like Brian Danielson debuted, and does he even have a T-shirt yet?
Oh, he's had multiple, yeah.
Well, no, he did have a T-shirt. He had a white tee.
He had a white T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. No. The gimmick is when it came out, he always wears a white tee.
That's not his shirt, JJ.
No,
it is his shirt, though.
That's
his
shirt.
new one.
It's his faction.
He's talking about when he first came in. No, listen. The whole gimmick with Danielson is he's a plain guy, so he wears plain tee. That was the whole gimmick of the American Dragon anyway. His whole thing was wearing white tees when he was in Ring of Honor. I was like,
and they literally sell
one
to shop
the American Dragon.
Actually, yeah, they did sell plain white tees on Danielson's store on Shop AEW. I think for like some charity thing.
All right, but I'm just being realistic about this, the way that they premiere and market their stars. That's why a lot of people back in the day said in WCW, they were like, go to WWF. Vince knows how to market guys. Vince knows how to make people a star. Look at what Kurt Hennig was in WCW, and look what he was in the WWF.
Well, hold on. In the interest of fairness, AEW is his own standalone brand, and at least is trying to market them better. There was no effort put in by WCW because they didn't want to touch. Turner didn't want to touch WCW with a 9-foot pole. That's just what it was after the Bill.
Also, WWE will sell anything because they know that any age kids will literally buy anything. Again, during the pandemic, we had a shirt with a giant fan of the Performance Center on there. I'm sure that sold pretty well. WWE will market anything. There's marketing, and then there's just over-marketing.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a topic for everybody,
Okay.
So...
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Because I've really only got one left, and like I said, I'm trying to stall until Jeff can join us. So if you got something, throw it out there.
I want to address what Emmanuel said too, JJ, in one of the comments. But James, what you got, bro?
So,
not that one. Becky.
This is in relation to Full Gear, so we'll talk AEW.
Okay, that's fine because the main event kind of ties into all companies, so it's a perfect segue.
Oh,
Go
perfect.
for it.
All right, great.
Hey.
So, who should be the person who wins the AEW Eliminator Tournament? Ricky Starks or Ethan Page? Because my money...
It should be Ricky Starks.
It should be Ricky Starks, but they built the thing up with Ethan Page.
Right.
So...
But the way with everything they've done to Ricky Starks in the last 24 hours, he has to come out of it winning the tournament.
He's the underdog right
You know,
now.
2
he
weeks.
is the bruised, beaten, battered underdog.
Exactly. 2 weeks in a row, he got just murdered by the murder hawk Lance Archer. Then he finally got the match with him last night, defeated him. Went out there tonight, went to war with Brian Cage,
Hell of a match.
defeated him. You know, I still think that they should have had Ethan Page storm the ring right then and there and challenge him to the finals.
I agree.
As the first match for the actual Full Gear pay-per-view.
I agree. Yeah.
It's
And
just
then-
opportunity.
And then
marketed it as
Starks
that.
could have won it, and he would have won 3 matches in under 24 hours.
And everybody would
That
have had
is
to
how
take
you
notice of
make
that.
a main event star.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
I agree.
I will say, okay, so we believe then that Ricky should be the winner, regardless, even with the whole Ethan Page getting kicked in the balls thing at this point.
Pretty much.
Honestly, you know, I understand the whole thing with Page. I'm surprised Bandito didn't win his match against Page, having just signed a multi-year deal. Like they announced that he signs a multi-year deal, and then his first match after that, they job him out.
He beat Roosh.
I will say,
right,
the reason,
but the match against Roosh is what got him his contract.
No.
So the
match
first match
against
after the
Jericho.
contract. Oh, okay.
The match against Jericho is what got them interested.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
And right after that,
That's
I believe
fair.
we talked about it, or maybe not, but yeah, WWE got interested as well, so that's why he didn't sign for over a month. So they technically kept him off TV for a month. Then they brought him back for the Eliminator tournament.
Right. Yeah.
Tony backed himself into a corner there because he had to give him a win over Roosh, you know, and then he jobs him out to Ethan Page. And now it backfires on Tony again because it turns out he's turned MJF full-blown heel, and now he's going to have to let Ricky Starks beat. He's going to have to let Ricky Starks actually beat freaking Ethan Page, when in reality, the guy he just signed to another multi-million-dollar contract, he could have just put Bandito to face MJF.
The reason why it shouldn't, there's no money in Bandito right now, and the reason I say that is this: what do you want to see out of MJF more, ring, or on promo? I know where the money is at.
Ring, the man, because
promo.
right now, you guys, with MJF facing either Ethan Page or Ricky Starks, it's much like the Cold Day in Hell pay-per-view when The Undertaker defended the WWF Championship against a mid-card Stone Cold Steve Austin, or when Brock Lesnar defended the WWE Championship or F Championship against a mid-card John Cena. That's what MJF defending against Ricky Starks or Ethan Page is. He's defending.
So is Bandito.
Bandito can at least give him a match, and they've at least been building Bandito up as somebody who could put on a 20-minute match. Ethan Page and Ricky Starks. I mean,
here's the thing.
They're not ready.
Here's the thing. Max is we know he can do both. I mean, we know he can put on.
The thing is, James, he can do both, but how much of it has been more promo versus ring? I mean,
exactly.
We literally talked about on commentary. He's had 2 matches since his return, and virtually a promo segment or some sort of character showcase every week. He wasn't involved in a match. Now that he is the champion, you gotta build story to the ring.
The promo always sells more than a random match on TV. Number one. Number two. There's no better people, really, that you could have better in the finals than Ethan Page or Ricky Starks. And I say that Ricky Starks is the better candidate, but either one, there's history with Max. There's history with either one that you pick. And promo-wise, Ethan Page has it in spades, and so does Ricky, to match with Max.
You guys mentioned that Bandito isn't the money right now, and while I kind of agree with you to an extent, I just feel like, why would you sign this guy to a multi-year deal and then job him out in his second match under contract? You know, I think Bandito versus Ricky Starks would have been a better match. personally.
The different dynamic. Agree.
And then you still have Ricky Starks beat Bandito because we know the money is Ricky Starks versus MJF.
No doubt.
And the whole thing about Rain versus Mike, you want the mic right now because AEW is losing live attendance hand over fist. Tonight they did $1 million. That's great for them. But if you see some of the images from inside the arenas, they're doing bad when it comes to live TV.
Mm-hmm.
You need two guys that can get on the microphone, that can sell tickets. We know they can go. I'm almost willing to bet Winter is Coming isn't going to be the final confrontation between these two.
No.
You know, what's the first pay-per-view of 2023? Revolution?
No, it's gonna. Well, here's the thing. I think this is gonna happen at Winter is Coming. Actually, I think they're gonna.
But he's saying.
Well, yeah, they're gonna have a match at Winter is Coming, but there's not gonna be a clear decision, so they
have a ladder match
over
at Revolution.
That'd be an interesting take on the AEW World Championship.
You know, either it's not going to have a decisive finish, or it's going to be shenanigans. Something, you know, Regal's involved now. So we're going to have that feud carry over until, when is it, February usually? So it's going to be almost 2 months.
I mean, they could also go to a draw, JJ. They could also go to a draw. AEW is no stranger to doing that. I mean, and it also has left a lot of, okay, what does happen in round 2? They still haven't revisited Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson. And safety, I definitely agree. That likely will happen. But again, depends on the setup. And it first starts with respecting the AEW Women's Division and the AEW World Championship. Fuck interim. Jamie Hayter now is the fucking champion. I repeat.
I called it.
Jamie Hayter is now the fucking AEW Women's World Champion. And rightfully so. And what I argue to be was my match of the night in the fight of both those women's lives.
How did Saraya do, guys?
She won.
That was tremendous, actually.
How did the match flow?
So the match flow as follows. Everybody was on pins and needles, so they sold us on, okay, Saraya, can you hold up? How far was Britt willing to go?
She did.
Britt constantly focused her assault on the neck of Saraya. And there were many close falls, even after a curb stomp and air raid crash. At one point going for the lockjaw, but Saraya, she was aware of the danger. And Saraya, she just kept on attacking Britt's neck at one point, driving her head into the canvas until it was finally enough for the 3. It was a very taxing match for both until the very compelling story.
Can't wait to see that match.
We've got a suggestion topic from Emmanuel. We'll just try to cover this very quickly. I just got message Jeff is in the car, so he's trying to get logged in so he can join us for the main event.
Okay.
The crowd really popped for KO. Was that the best ending for a show, or has there been a better ending for a show since Stone Cold beating the Alliance?
How much of that was filtered?
What do you mean?
You know they filter in crowd noise.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but Stone Cold beating the Alliance.
It seemed like the pop was pretty genuine.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Owens is a respected WWE star.
I mean, you figure there was rumor going around that Steen Owens had been injured, might be completely out of War Games, but he came out there on SmackDown. The crowd reacted heavily to him confronting Sammy, his lifelong friend.
Right.
You know, we now know he's going to be the 5th man on the Brawling Brutes Drew McIntyre team. So even if he gets injured in War Games and then has to take time off, at least he'll be there for the big match to plant that seed with Sammy.
Mm.
I mean, there have definitely been other moments to end a show that I think were bigger than Austin beating the Alliance. You know, you're bringing up a Survivor Series pay-per-view. So immediately I think of Bryan Danielson finally defeating Evolution and becoming WWE champion as a moment. I also think of Kofi Mania.
Shitty.
Well, to be fair, JJ, though, that's WrestleMania. I think he's talking about SmackDown TV.
Oh shit, JJ. I don't know if Jeff.
That's the problem with the car. You get bad reception.
Yeah, true.
Work on it, Jeff. We want you back in here, bro. But as far as what I can recall, big time SmackDown pops that send the show off air. I got nothing.
Yeah, right.
No, that's great. I got nothing either on that off the top of the head.
Yeah,
but no, JJ topping it with some of the WrestleMania moments made sense. But yeah, no, there are bigger moments than but I think maybe he was talking Survivor Series specifically. To be honest, one of the last moments I liked was that Dolph Ziggler win at Survivor Series. They kind of botched I wanted to bring this up earlier. They kind of botched the Rock and Cena tag team match against The Miz.
Oh, that one.
And I'm not saying that I agree with Kevin Nash saying that it should have been Kevin Nash and Triple H versus The Rock and Cena. Come on, Kevin Nash.
No.
What kind of crap is that, man?
He just wanted a payday, man. That's what that's about. Again, Kevin Nash literally led his own paybook at freaking WCW.
God, you got to be kidding me. Did you see what happened in that sledgehammer ladder match?
Of course I did. Unfortunately, I heard all about it. I'm like, what the hell is this nonsense?
God, man.
Anyway. I think 2019 was pretty cool, though, when NXT invaded SmackDown. That was pretty cool, and they all, like, meleeed around the ring. Raw, SmackDown, and my NXT. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't necessarily know if it was a loud pop, but it was still a cool moment.
We're trying to get Jeff on, but
the blackness brings us a spinning circle.
There we go.
All right, let's try again. Get the mic in order.
Sefit, you're going to have to go back and rewatch the show because we did discuss that a little bit earlier.
And talked about who we think it could be. But again, we'll see.
All right.
Did that snake bite Stone Cold on the did they do that angle on SmackDown one time when the snake or was it Triple H? In Triple H.
It was Triple H. Yeah, it was Triple H.
And he fell into the Stone Cold's locker room, and the snake supposedly bit him.
The next week he saw that he got bit in the face, and I'm over this shit. If Stone Cold wants the belt, he could have it. It was all rude.
You gotta go.
Alrighty.
So how we doing, Jeff? How was the show?
How we do?
Yeah, I ain't gonna listen to that all the way.
No,
it's just because this is running the mountains and the freaking parking. Hey, I was telling JJ, we're still in the parking lot of the stadium, so let me get out of the mountain. Just go ahead and do the main event, guys, and I'll try to pop in later. Sorry, y'all.
All right, that's fine.
All right, Jeff.
Well, he said he's gonna pop in later. Did we have another topic right
Safe
now?
travels.
We did. We have the main event.
Unless anyone else has anything else to say regarding anything, super chat, surprise us. Let your voice be known.
Emmanuel had this text. I guess it's mad far up, JJ, about Becky winning the Rumble again, unless they.
Yeah, I had brought that on the screen a while ago. See if I
kind of wanted to bring up Becky versus Ronda Rousey happening at this year's WrestleMania, almost to the point where it's like they have so many big matches. Couldn't they potentially save Becky versus Ronda for SummerSlam or something? To me, it kind of looks like they're building towards Ronda versus Shayna, which I've been waiting for a long time. I'm sure Big G's waiting for that as well.
I don't know if Shayna's going to turn on Ronda, though, is the case right now. Literally, Shayna's being like, okay, you have to overcome me before you can face Ronda Rousey. They right now are trying to look like the most dangerous duo in WWE. I don't think this is a Wardlow, Samoa Joe complex. I know Ronda once said, Shayna, you need to find that killer instinct. But with Shayna turn on Ronda, yes, I think that could sell WrestleMania, but how many times has Shayna had a chance at the title too and come up short?
Yeah, it's true.
I feel like they're going to do Ronda versus Becky. I really do. Whether or not she wins a Rumble or Elimination Chamber, that's a whole different thing.
So, we're going to try. We're going to try one more time.
Take 3.
Alrighty.
Spinning wheel.
Jeff, can you hear us?
I love how James just coordinates like that.
And better.
Huh?
Break up.
You might be able to hear. I'll be honest with you, bro. You might be able to hear us better, but we can't hear a word you're saying. You're sounding like a robot.
The Meech is back.
That's what's most important.
Shortly, he'll be back.
Yeah, it's just he's in the middle of Dodger Stadium. It's open fields and mountains, and
the mountains out there.
It may just take a minute before he can get to a better connection. So I've been trying to message him and keep communication with him. I told him to just watch the actual video, the stream on YouTube right now. That way, when he gets to a better connection, he will have heard what we say and can kind of just chime in, and he
agreed.
is able to.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's. I guess we'll get to the main event then, no?
It looks like there's been enough talk.
The main event. Oh man!
All right, so this is a doozy of one. Like I said, it's something that affects all the companies.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing my homework. I've been doing my research. Like I said, I've been watching old open mic nights, and seeing some of the stuff we've talked about in the past. Kind of generated some thought processes for me for tonight's show. So every now and again, we talk about an event, whether it's pro wrestling history or just history in general, that if you pull that thread and start the butterfly effect, what does that do to change things, right? So, like I said, I've been doing my homework, and next year in May will mark the 10th anniversary of the formation of the Bullet Club. So my question to you guys is butterfly effect. That's why all the butterflies are up there with the logo. If this doesn't happen, where is the world of professional wrestling today? You think about this, would Finn Balor, would Devitt have gotten signed by the E?
No.
Without his time as leader of the Bullet Club? Would AJ Styles have ever made it to the E without him replacing Devitt as leader of the Bullet Club? You've got Ace Austin and Chris Bay in Impact. You've got, the OC in the WWE. You've got the Elite in AEW. You've got all this stuff going on, and the Bullet Club having a hand in every federation. You've still got Bullet Club going strong in New Japan.
And Impact.
I said Ace Bay and Chris
Bay.
Or Ace Austin and Chris Bay.
Mm-hmm.
You've got their hands in every company.
Yep.
Very much.
Would AEW even exist without the Bullet Club and the success of the Elite over there?
No.
Would Impact have crumbled and died after the Hogan-Bischoff administration?
No.
There's so many pieces of this puzzle. Noah, you look like the statue of the thinker there. You're seriously pondering this. So I'm going to throw it to you first, my man. Where is the world of professional wrestling without the formation of the Bullet Club?
I feel like the world of professional wrestling, based on that context, considering how long I've watched New Japan Pro Wrestling and seen the Bullet Club in its form original with Prince Devitt, it probably would not be the way we see it today. And you think about Bullet Club, how much has that group dominant mentality influenced other faction, whether it's leaders, starters, formers, members across the entire industry? In my way, Bullet Club feels like a pinnacle, pun intended, factor involved in forming the industry today, let alone pushing it forward. It became a marketable household name. You then had to understand wrestling to know that Bullet Club was a thing, because all you had to do was see people do this and people would ask, what is this? You see people with the shirt of 1,000 different logos. They're like, what is this? And next thing you know, you learn who that connects with, and you learn what those people in Bullet Club are about.
Yep.
For the longest time, Bullet Club almost didn't feel like it was about wrestling. It was about brand superiority and identity. Prince Devitt, would he have ascended to prominence and face Kota Ibushi, for example, in like the main event, or Shinsuke Nakamura without Bullet Club? I don't think so. Would AJ Styles be no more beyond his time in Impact Wrestling if he didn't become leader of Bullet Club? I don't think so. To this day, Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles at Wrestle Kingdom is still one of the overall greatest matches in both those men's respective careers, and WrestleMania 34 still can suck a blue chew. That being said, I also think about Kenny Omega when he took over Bullet Club, what he and the Elite did when it came to Bullet Club's buddy mentality and scope of identity that really pushed it out beyond New Japan Pro Wrestling with an Invader Ring of Honor, and then you got the likes of Marty Scurll, Cody Rhodes, Adam Cole, and you think about all those great superstars and wrestlers today and how they have become names in their own right. In a way, what NWO did under just the WCW umbrella and WWE tried to recreate and killed, Bullet Club transcended because it still is a well-known, in-going name today in wrestling.
Right.
Without Bullet Club, I feel like a lot of today's wrestlers and a lot of the identity of the industry would not be known or formed.
No.
Yep.
Agreed. Yeah. The Bullet Club, and NWO will always be iconic, but if you really think about it, it only spreads through 3 companies, right? And one was a fucking parody, so you can't even really count that in the BWO. So, with how much leverage the Bullet Club name and mystique has surrounded the industry and has pushed forward the industry, I mean, look at all the freaking companies they have touched in some way, shape, or form. Freaking WWE, their developmental brand NXT, if you want to count that as a separate company. NWA, because of Cody, right? New Japan, obviously, which is their home base. Almost every company in Japan at this point now has some member of the Bullet Club in it going there.
Kenta Pro Wrestling Noah.
Yep. Kenta Pro Wrestling Noah, And then fucking AEW started because of All In, which was started by the Bullet Club. And just when you really look at every company that you could look for in, AEW, like the only wrestling company you could really say didn't have influence of the Bullet Club is probably Deadlock Pro Wrestling. That's probably it. And even then, it's like, it's only a matter of time before somebody there comes there. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
It's just, it all comes down to, without the Bullet Club, I think the industry is a lot worse off than it is currently. Actually, to be honest, without the Bullet Club, who knows where the industry is right now? I mean, the industry was already taking a bad turn with the Hogan Bischoff era in TNA, and WWE pretty much just ignoring its fan base for years. Even during the Daniel Bryan rise, they were trying to ignore us then. So
reality era.
Could you have imagined if Bullet Club wasn't formed in 2014? Keep in mind too, fucking Team 3D's last match in TNA was actually supposed to be at Bound for Glory in Japan, which has a whole martyred fucking controversy behind it. They showed Bullet Club shirts and they never aired the footage. There was fan cam footage showing the first Bullet Club shirt in U.S. soil was by the Dudley Boys. So they knew what was up, they knew. The Bullet Club was already taking off then. And now, here we are today, and they're still an industry standard right now. Honestly.
Right. Probably the strongest they've been in the longest time when you think about their reach.
Yep. Really. I gotta say.
So the Bullet Club. You know, the Bullet Club is kind of like they're like a version of the NWO that can actually wrestle, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a polite way of putting it, but you're not wrong.
I mean,
they didn't have Virgil. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that's
Accurate.
right. It had to be like somebody like Cody Rhodes leaving the WWE for them to add. It had to be somebody like that to add. AJ Styles. Did he go to New Japan Pro Wrestling?
He
after
took over. Yeah, he won the world championship.
He won the world title and literally took it over.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I was just saying that match with Nakamura, that happened after he left TNA or
after?
Okay,
After.
so yeah, he went there and established himself because, to be honest with you, AJ Styles diminished himself quite a bit in TNA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, not taking anything away from Air Paris, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a throwback.
You know, going to TNA and, you know, like being a good wrestler is one thing, but then when you're mimicking Ric Flair and creating a faction called Fortune, you know what I mean? You're wearing a robe. You're wearing a robe down to the ring. You're kind of diminishing your career a little bit. So him going to New Japan Pro Wrestling, apparently getting involved with the Bullet Club, just for time referencing, James, I think you said he took over for Prince Devitt.
Yeah,
He took over for Prince Devitt. He was in the second inauguration of Bullet Club.
So did Finn Balor get signed? Oh, yeah, Finn Balor did get signed to the WWE with NXT before AJ Styles. AJ Styles actually came in and skipped that program.
Yes.
More than likely due to his age. I mean, it would have been nice to see him there.
It was also probably his level of experience and name value
experience.
because, of course, he was also shortly after Shinsuke Nakamura, who was never in Bullet Club, but he still fought with AJ Styles, who was in Bullet Club. Next thing you know, both those men eventually go to WWE.
I think it's also fair to mention as well that every member of Bullet Club, and that includes the managers as well, so keep that in mind. Every world championship, Bullet Club's had in some facet, whether they had it before Bullet Club or after.
Yep, and that's
really
what I'm
break
saying
that
about
down. That's crazy.
And that's another thing about this group. When Cody Rhodes got involved with the group, you know what I mean? Because of all I don't know at what point Cody Rhodes got involved with the group, but after he left the WWE, he started proving himself everywhere. Impact being one of the later places. I don't think anybody was really expecting Cody to go to Impact to prove himself, to be honest.
He didn't do a lot there, actually, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, it wasn't really necessary for Cody to go and do that. And, you know, Cody wanted to go wrestle. You know what I mean? He wanted to go. He didn't want to go do comic books. He didn't want to go and do D-rated horror movies that even JJ does not review.
Damn.
What
Cody,
you mean, Mikey? I review everything.
I'm talking about the girl on the third floor with CM Punk.
I just gotta wait for the right time to get to it, bro. I do movies that star wrestlers. I do 31 Days of Horror. I just have a bunch of shit that I've already got to try and get in.
Also, though, Mikey,
I'll
to go
get there
along with
eventually.
that Cody really established his name in Ring of Honor, where he became the American Nightmare and a member of Bullet Club and the Ring of Honor World Champion. And instead of the older belt that we see today held by the Ocho, brought out his own big shiny gold version.
Oh, don't get me started with that glorified European Championship, but same shape and everything. But yeah, James, to your point, and look at what the Bullet Club has done for Cody Rhodes. They've put him in a position where he now has the credibility to go back to the WWE and get the WWE Championship, because everybody in that faction has held every major championship. You know what I mean? He went out and he got that credibility. You know what I mean? He got it back, man. Although I would have loved to have seen a heel Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk.
Missed opportunity, but I agree.
Cody just didn't want to go heel from what everybody says.
Right, and then of course after AJ Styles was booted from Bullet Club, next thing you know, you had the rise of the Terminator Kenny Omega, and then the match that really I feel like redefined the perspective of professional wrestling in the industry with Kazuchika Okada back at Wrestle Kingdom 11, and then things just continued went up from there. Not just
12,
for Bullet Club,
then
for
12,
but for the identity of professional wrestling, as you alluded to, James, what really could have been the idea of a vision for AEW. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega, Alpha versus Omega, Wrestle Kingdom 12, and we just keep going from there.
Yeah, which, by the way, if you have never seen that event, Mikey T, I'd recommend watching Wrestle Kingdom.
That match
itself,
top to
bottom.
Introduced people to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
AJ, I don't believe has faced Kenny at any point, no.
No,
really?
they never
I
have
would like to
faced
see that match right there.
But AJ Styles is actually the guy that influenced Kenny Omega to keep going. If it wasn't for AJ Styles, you would not have Kenny Omega today.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I mean, you figure AJ Styles is phenomenal, and Kenny is Kenny by God Omega.
Damn it.
Yeah, I think hot take. I think Kenny Omega right now would beat AJ Styles.
AJ today, the way he's been booked, I would probably agree with that.
Okay, the booking, yes. Yeah, the booking.
If we're talking like AJ
style matches,
AJ when he won the IWGP Championship, or even
Different
AJ
story.
or 0405 when he was the king of TNA, whole other argument.
No
was this
argument
before
there.
or after he was acting like Ric Flair?
Before.
Before, right?
Before. Yeah,
Oh,
before
good.
AJ Styles
0405, Ric Flair was still in Evolution.
I'd actually say that even then, I think Omega would beat him just because of the recognition he got with the belt.
Yeah,
I don't know. You gotta remember, AJ Styles was damn near unstoppable during those times.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that Jeff Jarrett was the undisputed NWA champion on his own reign of terror, AJ Styles was number 2.
AJ had a good WWE run though, too.
And arguably was a better wrestler than Jarrett at the time.
I mean, to be AJ Styles, he's done everything to do in the WWE besides being Universal Champion. So you're not wrong, Mikey. I figure at this point now he's just taking it easy.
Yeah.
Yep. I hope he gets back up there.
We'll see.
I think AJ Styles right now is content with taking the WWE paycheck and getting the future over.
Yep.
Because it's not like it was in TNA when he was the future and he was being held down.
By the way, we haven't even mentioned this. Every freaking leader of the Bullet Club is leading some version of their own faction.
Yeah, that's
true. You've got Devin in charge of the Judgment Day. You've got AJ in charge of the OC. You've got Omega in charge of the Elite. Jay White running the club in New Japan still.
Yep. So, I mean...
And Jay White right now...
WWE, guys? Is Jay White really going to be coming to the WWE after all that work he was doing in AEW?
I mean, at one point it was teased, but again, it's one of those things where I say never. I think for me, it comes down to what happens at Wrestle Kingdom. And with the fact that Wrestle Kingdom is being built as the Antonio Inoki Memorial, it screams that it's going to be given to Kazuchika Okada.
Again. I love Okada, man, but they need to do something else. They need to do something else.
Did they take that title off Carl Anderson?
No, because he's still planning to defend it at Wrestle Kingdom.
Against Hikuleo. Hikuleo personally said, do not take the belt off him. I will take it off myself. You think about what happened at Wrestle Kingdom 13. It was the going away party, even though it was a different regime of leadership, of course, different wrestling. It was the going away party for the Elite. They all lost their championships that night, and they all went to AEW, which literally was formed that year. Honestly, next year, it might be Jay White's swan song, and we might see a new reign of leadership for Bullet Club. No idea who, but Jay White might literally be going to WWE. It's the last stop if you want that paycheck, like I said.
Wow. I'm shocked. I thought he would go to AEW. Why do you think he's not going to AEW, JJ?
I mean, Adam Cole first called Jay White, but with Adam Cole up in the air right now due to concussion, I don't know. And you got to think about how fitting in the ecosystem. It's one of those things where I'm like, okay, Jay White goes to AEW. What the hell would he do?
Would they have for him before?
Yeah. They probably put Jay White against Seth freaking Rollins if we put him in WWE. At least that would be something.
Right.
There you go.
Well,
I don't know much about Jay White. I've only seen a little bit of him, so I don't know why he would or wouldn't go to WWE, Mikey, to your question. But, I mean, could have Jay White and AJ Styles and Finn Balor, and they could all just form a unit. If the OC is still going, you've got Gallows and Anderson there.
Well, I mean, aren't they doing Finn Balor versus AJ Styles at Survivor Series next weekend?
They are, but, by the time Jay White gets over there, they could all be back together again. You know how WWE storytelling is.
Why are they blowing it off like this, you guys? Why are they doing?
Because honestly, this AJ Styles Judgment Day thing has gone on for way too long.
And he's not going to join the group.
I know, but why not do the multi-man match? It's Survivor Series. Why are they doing the one-on-one?
I do agree they should do at least 3-on-3 or make it 4-on-4 Survivor Series and have Rhea and the Judgment Day versus the OC and Liv or Beth or whoever.
Liv doesn't know where she is right now. She's just having a good time.
They're obviously saving it, I guess, JJ. I mean, they brought Mia Yim in, and they've built this up as a 4-on-4 thing, and they're not pulling the trigger at Survivor Series.
It's starting, Wyatt.
Yeah.
I feel like WWE doesn't have long-term direction for this OC and Judgment Day rivalry. They want to try and sell it at War Games.
And a
with the leaders. That's just my take, because again, let's figure about this, JJ and Mikey. There is no WWE mainstream pay-per-view till the Royal Rumble after Survivor Series. That's crazy.
Touch that.
And it's good. That gives a couple of months to build suspense.
Yeah.
I honestly think
build something.
I honestly feel that with as many talents as WWE has right now, they should do matches to qualify for the Rumble.
Yes.
I hope they do that. I really hope they do that personally. They need to bring that back. You need to make the Royal Rumble actually matter with just more than one part-time name that everybody knows, like, oh, he's going to win. He's going to be in the main event. How about all those side promos from everybody saying, I'm going to win the Rumble. I'm going to make my way in the Rumble. And they all have their own reasons, their motivations. What happened to that?
I say do it like this. You can have 20 matches. That's 40 people to qualify for the Rumble, men's and women's, across Raw and SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now you've got 20 people that have qualified for the Rumble. 5 people can come from NXT, and then 5 surprises.
It would surprise me if Mandy Rose. I'll be honest. It would surprise me if Mandy Rose is not in the Royal Rumble next year.
So, speaking of that, do we want to go on to the star comment from Wyatt?
Yeah. I just wanted to try to get the conversation at hand done. I didn't want to try and, jump into something else while we were in the middle of a great conversation, and I knew this would be a good conversation piece. That's why I was trying to stall for Jeff, because I know he really wanted to chime in on this.
Yeah, well, we'll have him chime in next week. Why not?
Yeah, he can open up. He can open up with his own LA Night. Let me talk to you stance on this, because I'm sure, being a diehard fan of the NWO, he definitely could add a lot of context to this. And yes, I know they did this too. And before Bullet Club was a thing, NWO did it first. I know.
So the real Wyatt asked to Noah, under Triple H, should WWE do Nakamura versus Styles one more time to try and have that final all-time match like at Wrestle Kingdom and like they should have done at WrestleMania 34. And go.
It depends on the context of the storyline, because right now Shinsuke Nakamura, he's already got an all-time dream match against the Great Muta at the beginning of next year in 2023, and currently Shinsuke Nakamura isn't doing absolutely anything right now after losing to the Intercontinental Championship against Lalin General Walter. Now, if they were to do some sort of Raw versus SmackDown type, maybe Royal Rumble qualifier, considering the Royal Rumble is not all Raw or SmackDown based, that's a potential opportunity to literally make a TV match as worthy as Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker back at Raw when they're in the UK. So, maybe. But it depends on the circumstance and storytelling. Never say never.
Jeff able to get a comment through. He says, hopefully this goes through. My sincere apologies for not being able to appear. You can thank the builders of the grounds of Dodger Stadium for a shitty exit strategy and fucking asshole LA drivers.
Yeah. So Jeff, you'll open it up with your thoughts next week.
Yeah, I want to get this man's take for sure because again, you all know where we now stand. The bottom line is this.
The real Wyatt's whole thing is to try to have one final 5-star confrontation between the two.
And I respect that, and I agree that they could definitely do it. You think about what happened at WrestleMania 23 with Shawn Michaels and John Cena, and the follow-up on the Raw in the UK that went through 3 commercial breaks and was the main event over 40 damn minutes. They surpassed what they did at WrestleMania. Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles in a TV match booked to be can definitely freaking do that.
He drove his fucking knee.
I hear you. I agree with you.
And again, Royal Rumble, it's not defined by brand. So if these qualifiers aren't just Raw vs. Raw exclusive, SmackDown vs. SmackDown exclusive, you change it up a little bit and do Raw vs. SmackDown, boom.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
And then once you've had the 20 people decided, then you do a battle royal.
Yes, last chance battle royal.
No. Hold on. Hear me out. You do a battle royal. The winner of the battle royal gets number 30. The first person eliminated gets number 1.
Ooh, I get you.
I like Noah's idea of a last chance. But also I like the idea, JJ, of 5 random people and 5 NXT people as well. So
yeah,
they need to draw it out. They need to say, like, this is what we're going to do. Since we have from December or from literally, December about
basically
February 25th, we're going to do we're putting all the superstars up. We're going to have 20 matches at this. I was thinking 30 at first, but you do 20. Be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have 20 matches, and they're going to actually map it out in like bracket style to show you who actually qualifies for the Royal Rumble to make it mean something more. But also another part of me is thinking they're going to use this, 55 days to really determine if they do or don't need a pay-per-view to fit in there. And if they do decide they need a pay-per-view, maybe they slip back in the King of the Ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When is the Rumble supposed to be? What day?
Maybe they usually do it like the third or fourth week of January.
Yeah, it's usually like the 3rd Saturday or Sunday in January. I think it's the 7th. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong month. Watch. It's either January 24th, I believe, or
28th.
28th. That's what.
They go late with it. You know what I mean?
The last Saturday of January.
Just like the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's always getting pushed back.
You don't want to compete against that. That's for damn sure.
So they literally have 9 weeks from Survivor Series to the Rumble.
Yeah, they have a
Yep.
lot of time.
Okay.
This is how you make the Royal Rumble matter again, top to bottom. Even if you know the first and the 30th entrant and nothing else.
Not even just
that
that.
allows suspension disbelief.
Mania by default matter also. Besides it,
make your television matter, James. Too. Yeah. It makes your television matter as well. The way JJ is laying it out.
Yeah, actually make Raw and SmackDown actually interesting to watch.
Absolutely.
Like, damn, give me something to follow.
Where's the essence? Where is something that draws me in? Give it to me.
It's almost like the WWE video games. It's like they have those story modes in the video games where you can see a superstar's storyline play out. That's what television is supposed to be. We're supposed to be able to see a storyline from Ricochet or Austin Theory or MJF play out. You know what I mean? But it just seems like we're not really getting that in the WWE.
Again, like I said, they are so damn content in their money ways that the creative has gotten stale or slowed down completely.
Yeah, which is funny because we were talking about how it was actually getting better SummerSlam. Now it's kind of stale again. So.
Well, he got a hot start, but he slowed down since.
I think he started to slow down a little bit because he knew that he needed to try to stretch and build things, because after Survivor Series, there was going to be so much time before the next show.
5 weeks.
You know, as we just said, there's going to be 9 weeks between Survivor Series and the Rumble.
That's
so I think he started trying to slow things down to try to fit everything. When he took over hot off of Money in the Bank and everything and had to do SummerSlam, you know, he was thrown in the fire with just a couple weeks, and you went SummerSlam. Then there was forget what else. There was Crown Jewel. There was, I think there was one in between. Yeah, there was Clash at the Castle. There was SummerSlam, Clash at the Castle, Crown Jewel. Then there was the one we just had. Then there's Survivor Series, and there was so much on his plate that he had to steamroll through. But as soon as you hit Survivor Series, there's that lull. So I think that's why he started to slow things down so he could start stretching stories out.
Yeah, true.
Emmanuel, at this point, who's in the Rumble if you could build it? I can't sit here and rattle off 30 people right now. But what I can tell you is I would tell you which 5 I would pick from NXT. Since it is my NXT and definitely not Noah's NXT. Damn it.
Braun.
I got Braun Breaker in there.
Yep.
I've got Carmelo Hayes.
Definitely.
Yep.
I've got Cameron Grimes.
Cameron Grimes.
I've got I just lost it. Hold on a second. Oh, I got JD McDonough.
I was about to say, you better say Jordan Devlin.
Jordan will be all right.
And then depending on if he's healthy by then, I've either got Ilya Dragunov or Joe Gacy.
Ilya Dragunov, not Joe Gacy. Ilya Dragunov.
Dragunov is my first choice, but he's out on injury right now. That's why I said if he's healthy enough. If not, then it goes to Gacy, because I feel like his schism angle is getting enough traction where an appearance in the Rumble would make sense for him.
The only reason
that Dragunov would definitely be #1 pick over Gacy if I had the choice.
The only reason that Schism Angle is finally getting trashed because they got The Rock's daughter in the group.
If she brings him out to the ring at the Rumble,
that would be a huge pop.
Yeah.
But
oh my God.
Fair enough.
Who could come back at the Rumble though? Some of these guys that Triple H is talking about signing, maybe Jonah.
Yeah, that's a hot take. That's true.
Bronson Reed.
Yeah. Bronson Reed.
There's a lot.
Figure Cody will probably be one.
Yeah,
Cody's got to be number 30.
Cody's winning the damn Rumble, probably. Let's be real.
If he's not winning the Rumble, I guarantee you he is a surprise entrant in the Elimination Chamber, and he wins that.
Yeah. What about because it's already getting late, we'll be rattling off Rumble shit like for ages.
Well, again, the Royal Rumble is supposed to be important. Supposed to set up WWE 2023.
Do we want to get to our Thanksgiving traditions?
Yes. Let us start to wind things down here. You know what? I'm gonna do my quote for the week first, because I want something we can bounce back from.
That's fair.
My quote for the week it's not negative per se, but it's definitely not as uplifting and positive as some of my more recent ones. It's one designed to make people think and be thankful for what they have. And it comes from an old 90s song from Poison called Something to Believe In. I drive by the homeless sleeping on a cold, dark street, like bodies in an open grave. underneath the broken old neon sign that used to read Jesus Saves. A mile away live the rich folk, and I see how they're living it up. While the poor they eat from hand to mouth, the rich drinking from the golden cup. And it just makes me wonder why so many lose and so few win. Give me something to believe in. We lost Mikey T there.
Well, there goes Mikey.
I don't know, maybe he'll come back in, but if
follow
not,
him on
then
Report Card Radio, folks. I bet he's freaking tired, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it is 2:36 a.m. here on the East Coast, and I am 30 minutes away from the NWW Stardom crossover pay-per-view, and I'm crazy. I'm going to watch it.
You are crazy, Noah. I wouldn't be surprised to see you start live streaming on your channel at midnight.
No, I'm not live streaming this for two reasons. One, my voice, need to conserve whatever's left of it for church. Two, I do not have enough overall knowledge of the entire Stardom ecosystem to render enough of a commentary live reaction feedback for y'all with this crossover pay-per-view. I respect Stardom Japan Pro Wrestling, but I am not fully educated in Stardom to give you enough of a background to everybody.
That's fair, and we appreciate your honesty in that, because so many people would be like, oh yeah, I can do it. And then sound like me trying to carry the first 30 minutes yesterday until James joined me.
God.
And James didn't know 2 of the 3 damn people. Jesus, 6 people in the match.
Well,
3 of the 6.
3 of the 6, excuse me.
I like that quote. So that's the idea of what to be thankful for. That's a good segue.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like I said, that song can be kind of depressing. It's actually one that reduces me to tears every time I hear it. But I just felt it was a perfect quote because, like you said, it reminds you what to be grateful for. Like, you are not one of those bodies on the streets.
Yeah.
You have a home, a roof, heat, family, food in your house, etc.
Well, I'm thankful for my dad, man. My dad, for sure, is like a person I'm grateful for. He kind of gave me like a place when I didn't have one at one point. So, yeah, that quote really hit it home for a second. Twice, actually, he's taken me in. So, yeah, definitely my dad, I think. My family in general. My sister from Australia. My friends. Probably, honestly, I'd have to actually make a list. There's a lot I'm thankful for, to be honest. I know I could have it a lot worse, which I'm glad I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Noah?
Noah.
I mean, it's a fan tradition here that we always talk about 10 things we're grateful for, but I'll rattle off a few things. Above all else, I'm thankful for my Holy Savior up above for allowing me to still be where I am today and who I am. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for all of you because I get by with a little help with my friends. Of course, I'm thankful for health, food, overall, just where I stand in life, able to see the day, walk on my own 2 feet. And of course, I'm absolutely grateful for professional wrestling. Damn it! Because it truly completes me, and honestly, without it, I'm not sure I would be fulfilled or actually be balanced in life.
There you go.
Wow.
Well, I am grateful for my daughter, my family, my girlfriend and her family. I'm grateful for the fact that even though the economy is still struggling, even though employers are still trying to find employees and people are still trying to find work coming out of this pandemic we were in, that I have a job. I'm thankful for a lot, but one thing that I've grown to be really thankful for lately is you guys and the entire family we've built here across the Jeff Meacham multiverse of media.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You guys, and Noah, you specifically, have really pushed me towards opening my view beyond more than just the McMahon walls. I lived with people that watched AEW on a regular basis, and I didn't pay any attention to it. But coming together with you guys and hearing you guys talk about it.
Oh, you talked to, yeah, I remember that. I remember because you said he was a fucking salesman, you said. That was the word you used.
More or less, yeah. I mean, he was trying to sell me on why it was so much better, and it's like, I don't want to hear that.
For me, it's not so much, selling. It's just explaining a stance. At the end of the day, like I said, we are all fans of our own design and choice. What you watch in wrestling should not be dictated by what somebody else watched, nor should it be scrutinized.
Exactly.
I just want to encourage all to just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling. I don't think there's one major player above the rest because an entire industry makes up an entire economy and ecosystem. WWE is not the only thing. There's much more to it than just that. And that's really what I want to try and encourage. I don't think one thing's worse than the other. I don't think one thing is superior to the other. I just look at all things wrestling.
Exactly. And because of you, I opened my eyes this year to New Japan.
Yep.
And was watching that weekly show for a little bit. Granted, haven't watched it for a while because it's a little harder to find on the broadcast that I have now.
Fair enough.
But for a while there, I was watching it. I was watching Impact regularly. I just watched it again on Thursday going into Overdrive, which was amazing. If you guys missed our coverage, go back to the archives.
Yep.
Watch that. Hell of a show. But, I've started seeing NWA product again, which I hadn't really seen since it was Championship Wrestling from Hollywood out here, and I was able to go and see it under Dave Marquez. So I've been kind of reintroduced to some wrestling that I used to watch and introduced to stuff that was never really on my radar. And a lot of that I owe to, like I said, you two gentlemen, more specifically Noah. So thank you.
I appreciate that. And again, I thank the industry for all the great matches, the incredible content, the phenomenal female-male athletes that put their own body, their own minds, heart, and souls on the line for our own engagement and entertainment. Definitely some huge thanks to the likes of Kylan King, who has definitely been a pleasant surprise to me this year, and Capital Championship Wrestling that came across the scene, the all-women's promotion. That was the newest promotion I discovered. Kudos to J-Hebert for telling me about, of course, Deadlock Pro Wrestling and the Japanese strong style influence there, along with their other dichotomy. Again, this has been, in my opinion, the greatest year for the industry, despite the sense of controversy that always follows it in what might be the most major of stories seen in the longest time in its history. There's no denying that this has still been an absolutely phenomenal year for professional wrestling. And I hope everybody can just take a moment to breathe and see that.
I agree.
And going back to, I'm also thankful to you, Noah, for helping to bring me out of my shell and coach me along with the play-by-play coverage we've done. You have no idea how encouraging your words that first night was. Going into that In Your House NXT where I was nervous as shit. And I've been able to grow and get better and better with each show that we've done together. I owe a lot of that to you too. Thank you.
Thanks. Again, I have zero sports broadcasting experience. I'm just going based on pure heart and passion and based on what I've seen on television.
Right. And like I've told you over and over, man, you go and you listen to yourself back, you would have no idea that you've got no experience with that because you sound like a fucking pro.
Thank you. Again, I'm forever humbled and grateful to have this opportunity to engage in my own way of bringing forward storytelling through professional wrestling.
I agree. I think
again, like I said, as Emmanuel and Real are even saying they're all what there takes in safety. Thank you for that comment. And again, everybody that's watching this or live or on demand, I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. And I hope, again, to only wish and continue to encourage you. And may this message spread far, near, and wide to people lost coming in for the first time. Just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling too. It's as simple as that. It truly is. I don't market myself. I simply just speak what I believe is the best way to look at the industry.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Enough mushy stuff.
Enough being nice.
A moment of silence for all the big city suit-wearing guys who are about to get dumped for a small-town guy wearing flannel on a Hallmark Christmas movie this holiday season.
Oh, shit. That's fair. That's fair.
That's a fair take. That's sooner rather than later for damn sure. That's a fair take.
I know. The
what the hell is
season
Hallmark
is here.
going to come out with this year?
The season is upon us, man. It doesn't get any better now. I really wanted to get Mansfield's take on my Christmas trailer that aired prior to Full Gear and then prior to this as well. Knowing how much he is a fan of Christmas like me and Jeff, I really was curious to get his take on that with the sleigh bells and the snow and the ho-ho-hos echoed in there. Like I could see him in the green room kind of conducting to the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
All right, we're not doing that. Not right now.
All right, James.
Yeah, there we go.
Give us your plugs.
All right, so you can check me out on youtube.com/JHebertSide95. That's JHEBERTSIDE95. What you will see here on this YouTube channel is your main hub for the Win Productions. It's funny because right now I noticed that after MJF's title win, my MJF New Champ Custom Titantron, these Wolves featuring AEW with, yeah, Better Than You. It's there.
I did.
It's there. 100,000 views and counting now. So thank you very much for that. While you're there, you can also check out everything else. You know, right now Open Mic Night is being streamed currently. So go check that out if you haven't already. On FTW main shows. All of your needs are there to know what we're all about, including the debut of Simply Predicting, which was on Noah's channel. Go check that out. Thank you. Secondary FTW shows as well. You'll have all your needs there as well. We have a lot of shows that we're pretty much doing, as well as streams. So go check that out if you haven't already. And speaking of which, make sure you subscribe to FTW Productions right here. And our friends of FTW Productions, go check that out. And also check out the Open Mic Night playlist. And that's pretty much all I got to plugs.
There we go. While you're doing that, A says it's the most wonderful time
of the year. I agree.
Real Wyatt says favorite Christmas movie.
So this might be beyond some of y'all's time, but God rest my father's soul. There was a yearly annual tradition where we watched one particular movie brought to us by not just CBS at the time, but I think now ABC Family is what has it. It's an old school Christmas movie called A Year Without Santa Claus. And the reason I say that is since that movie's existed, one song that I still know verbatim, word for word, is Snow Miser, and I still sing it to this day. It is literally one of the only things I hold near and dear to my childhood with holiday cheer. So A Year Without Santa Claus is my favorite Christmas movie. The original Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger is number 2.
There you go. Real Wyatt says Elf is his favorite. What about you, James?
Classic.
For what? For Hollywood movies?
Favorite Christmas movie. And we'll probably get more in depth in this on our Christmas show, but just because it's up here now.
Let me see. Frosty the Snowman has always been a classic of mine for me. But Polar, you know what? But as far as like a movie I enjoy from top to bottom, as far as like a really good movie that got you into Christmas spirit, Polar Express.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
Polar Express?
Really like Polar Express, yeah.
That's an
interesting Polar
one.
Express took a couple viewings for me to like really sink my teeth into it and enjoy it. First time I watched it, I was like, it's cute, but I'm kind of bored. Second time I watched it, I was like, this is better than I remember. By the third time, I'm like, okay, this is a good movie.
I saw that.
And a lot of it has to do with Josh Groban's "Believe" too. That song, even before I saw the movie, just freaking ripped my soul out.
Fair enough.
For me, it's gotta be "It's a Wonderful Life."
It doesn't get more Christmas than that. Next to the original, freaking, the Christmas Carol. I mean, damn! Every time a bell rings and Ariel gets its wings, black and white. Timeless classic. That's as timeless as The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
If not more, considering it's literally connected to the holiday.
Pretty much. I mean, I've actually found some theaters in my life that show classic movies from time to time. So I've been able to experience that one on the big screen. It's a trip.
Fair enough.
It's a trip. Emmanuel says, end the debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
What?
There's a lot of people that say Die Hard is a Christmas movie. There's a lot of people that say it's not. I mean, at the end of the day, it does take place on Christmas Eve at an office Christmas party with Christmas music as the soundtrack. So there's a lot of points for it to be made for it being a Christmas movie.
What makes a Christmas movie is, I believe, the moral of the movie. If Die Hard is not about, at the end of it, getting together with your family for the holidays in selfless kindness versus selfish gain, then I would say no.
Then the debate's settled. Die Hard's a Christmas movie because that's what happens at the end. There you go.
And there you go. And that's my case, Your Honor.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yep.
Sorry, people. All right.
There we go. So right. James got his plugs out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to rush through mine. But considering I have to plug for me and Jeff and even No DQ by proxy, it's going to take me a minute. So bear with me.
Take your time, man. You're fine.
If you missed my review today that went up prior to us going on the air, go back, check my new release Saturday review today. It was not Till like it was supposed to be. That movie's been removed from theaters in my area. I did cover, though, the greatest team-up film since Spider-Man No Way Home, Blues Big City Adventure. Don't laugh. If you grew up with Blue's Clues, go watch this movie on Paramount+. It is free. It'll take you back to your childhood. And if you don't come out of it smiling, you have no soul.
No.
Tomorrow, join me for another edition of The War Zone, the weekly acquisition report, where I show you the latest additions to my ever-growing movie library. Tomorrow I'll be showing some DVDs that I recently picked up from Goodwill. Over the course of the week, it is still the Sandra Bullock Showcase on Renegades Reviews. And next week we have Murder by Numbers, 2 Weeks Notice, and The Lake House in store for you, as well as the first of 6 episodes of The Santa Clauses that I'll be reviewing, and that'll start on Thanksgiving Thursday and run for each Thursday after that. On Monday, Jeff and I will be discussing the top 10 charity singles on the Dads, Not Always on Wrestling. As we mentioned a couple times, with it being Thanksgiving week, we wanted to have something that kind of gave back. Charity singles are done to raise money and awareness for worthy causes. So we're going to be talking about things like What's Going On, which was done to raise money for AIDS relief, and then the 9/11 fund once that happened. USA for Africa, We Are the World. Elton John, The Candle in the Wind, that went to the Princess Diana Memorial Fund. Band-Aids, Do They Know It's Christmas? And so much more. Stat Boy Sports Bar is actually going to be at 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern this week, because Stat Boy has a poker game he has to go to at 3 o'clock his time. So he wants to make sure that he gets that done and he's able to go to his tournament on time. And then we've got Jeff taking over Renegades Reviews. It has already been filmed, edited, uploaded, ready to premiere. 3 o'clock Disneyland time. That would be 6 o'clock Disney World time. His review of Mickey, The Story of a Mouse. Make sure you guys tune in to NoDQ.com and check the boss man, Aaron Rift's recaps of Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown, as well as the No DQ review on Thursdays. You never know who's going to turn up on the panel. Hosted by Virtue with Aaron Rift. Usually you got people like Walter Cruz, Big Baller G, the Cleaver Colin Andrew. Noah shows up sometimes, myself, Jeff Meacham. Like I said, you just never know who's going to turn up on the panel. And then, of course, next Saturday, we will be with you once again for commentary, live reactions, predictions for Survivor Series, War Games.
War Games!
4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, followed by Open Mic Night, of course, immediately after. Thank you once again to the Cleveland combatant, Josh Mansfield, for tuning in and joining us for a little bit today. You can check him out on Twitter at CatholicJosh122 or on Instagram at MallowMangram. Make sure you contact Santa Meach, the sooner the better, to book him for Christmas appearances. Between the busy schedule at the House of Mouse, his time running his empire here on the Jeff Meacham Network and across the multiverse of media, you definitely want to book Santa Meach as soon as possible for those virtual visits or in-home appearances. And then make sure you save your money, ladies and gentlemen, because on Friday, December 23rd, it'll be the eve of Christmas Eve special, which I know Noah Foster is looking so forward to. We're going to be doing Christmas traditions, a lot of positive talk like we did tonight. We are not going to be discussing wrestling at all. Unless you super chat us a topic or there's a really major story that week. It is all about Christmas traditions. Favorite Christmas songs, Christmas movies, presents we've received in the past. You know, all that type of warm, fuzzy stuff going into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And we will have the Wheel of Carols. For a $5 super chat, we will spin the wheel.
Spend your money on Christmas gifts for your family.
And everybody in the studio, including Noah Foster, will sing along. Will sing along to these songs.
Invest in fruitcake. Damn it.
So save your super chat money, guys.
Wow.
Oh, God,
and then, of course, we're going to ring in the new year on the 31st. Coast to coast New Year's Eve countdown.
A little bit of the bubbly might come into play.
I mean, hell, we're going to cross midnight on the West Coast here tonight because it is 11:58 as we sit here. So we can easily do it and go through the new year on both coasts that day.
That was a good.
If needed,
Jeff is here just in time for the plugs.
I saw the plugs going on, so I tried to figure. Dude, Jay, you'll appreciate this. We took the fucking Sunset route out of the stadium. We're on Sunset. Actually, now on Hollywood Boulevard. We just want to go home.
We'll be there eventually. There's no place like it.
All right, so what was the last thing you plugged?
Actually, the last thing I plugged was the New Year's Eve thing. So I was just about ready to throw it over to Noah and take it home, unless you've got something you want to mention real quick.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who stuck with us for, Jesus Christ, over 8 hours. God bless you, wonderful people at home.
Here, let's do this. Before we started the plugs and everything, we had everyone talk about what they're thankful for. You know, with Thanksgiving being on Thursday, we've all given our thoughts. Jeff Meacham, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for my father being more patient than me dealing with the fucking idiots at Dodger Stadium parking lot. That's for damn sure.
That's a fair take.
Yeah, JJ, you know my dad and the way he drives and the way he operates in crowds. So God bless him for keeping a level head, because I was about ready to jump out of the car and start killing motherfuckers.
Jesus.
Lordy. But honestly, I am thankful for the three of you and everybody that was on the team tonight. I know Josh was here earlier, so I'm thankful for everybody on my team. I'm thankful I got to see Elton John before he stops touring in the U.S. until the money runs out. I'm thankful for Adele's of Hollywood as we're passing by it for my awesome Santa suit. So thank you, Adele. We love you. I'm thankful for everything I've got. I've got a great job working for a corporation that people love or hate. Really doesn't, matter. But I am thankful for my job, for my family here on the air, my family here in the driver's seat as he's staring ahead. Where the hell are we at here? Hollywood, Normandy. Wow, we are on the dark side of Hollywood. And I'm thankful.
Coming new to Vice TV, the dark side of Hollywood.
Oh God.
Right? Yeah. Dark side of Jeff Meacham Network. Here we go.
Produced by Dwayne Johnson.
No, I can't afford The Rock. Hell with that shit.
And narrated by Chris Jericho.
There you go.
Jericho could probably swing. But not The Rock. I could probably swing Chris.
You just have Jenna contact him.
That's right. Paradise Kitty, you're on the call. Anyway, I'm thankful for all of you guys watching at home and my team here. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for letting me be on the marquee tonight, even though I didn't do a goddamn thing. Except be frustrated with technology. But I am very thankful that we have a show coming up next Saturday where I get to be a part of it. I'm so happy about that.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and throw that graphic up one more time, even though we already ran through it.
Yes, because next Saturday, much like the man who did the right thing at Full Gear, we go to War Games.
War Games.
Yes.
And yes, I haven't watched the match, obviously, because I've been stuck in LA traffic, but God bless Mr. Regal.
Yes.
I am thankful for William Regal tonight.
Yes. Everybody is thankful for William Regal tonight. Goddamn
and
right.
you know what, though? Much love to Mox. Enjoy the vacation, John. You and Renee earned it. Damn it, all the hell.
So real quick, also, Jeff, and I mentioned this on the air. I think since you weren't really able to, and plus we've already ran long enough as it is, you will give your thoughts on the Shield like right at the start of open mic night, or even before if we can swing it before the actual pay-per-view starts, because I figured it'd be easier, I'm sorry, Bullet Club, idiot.
That's a Bullet Club bot.
It's one of those. I work the next 4, and then I'm off Thanksgiving, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Hey.
So, anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. I've been asked to wrap it up, so I'm going to. But thank you guys again, and JJ, in your own words, Noah. Everybody, good night. Noah, take us home, brother.
Fair enough. I'll certainly do that. Again, thank you everybody that's been here for the entire ride. It has been a fucking phenomenal night. What a pay-per-view. Thank you, AEW. Full Gear, once again, my pay-per-view of the year. But people, you want to know more about me, know this. I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of, and somehow I still have a voice to say it, professional wrestling! Damn it! But I digress. Find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, as long as Twitter is alive. And then Foster in 1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, to our entire ATW family on the Twitter game, but also our Discord, our Facebook. We're all over the place. ATW for life. Stay tuned again. We will be back here next weekend after we feast and sleep to bring you coverage, of course, of Survivor Series War Games. And yes, next week, Friday night, there will be, well, maybe Friday evening, there will be another Simply Predicting panel with me and the Horseman and Notiku Galaxy for Survivor Series War Games. And there's still more content to come on my Simple You channel, including a triple feature Simple Take on all 3 pay-per-view specials this weekend that we have too, as the Stardom NGW show is going on right now live too. But as always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. There are just fans with no opinions, but there's passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another and respect each other and protect your mentality too. And definitely, within the next few days, really, really, really treasure your families. And just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that.
Thank you, Noah, for taking us out as you always do. Thank you to the, at one point, 35 people that were watching our coverage of the main event this evening.
Yeah.
Like I said, in the post-Jeff era of us doing these live streams, that is a record for us. So thank you very much. Thank you to The Real Wyatt for all of your super chats this evening. We greatly appreciate that.
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate the love and support. For the simple man, Noah Foster. For the Heebman James Hebert. For the West Coast Professor Jeff Meacham, the Cleveland Combatant Josh Mansfield, and for Mr. Report Card Radio Mikey T, all of whom joined us this evening at one point or another, I am the Renegade J.J. Williams. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We will see you guys next Saturday.
Have a good night, folks.
I have no meme to end this on, so that's it.
Damn it, James. You're supposed to come up with something better.